It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Wow, look at who's back. What's going on, everybody? Here we go. Welcome to a whole new year of the KVJ Show. Good morning.
We survived.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely.
New year, new you.
I'm going to punch you. I hate people that say that. It's a new year, new you.
I've seen a lot of that on social media.
Still going at it, huh?
A lot of changes.
Okay. Well, here we go. Hopefully everybody had a great break. We'll unpack everything we did for the last couple of weeks. The rest of the world, lots of stuff to get to here today. But it's nice to see you both survived. Suits, Denny's, everybody's all here. We're on KVJ TV.
I haven't even seen Suits yet.
Oh, yeah, he's in there.
He's in there?
He's in there running KVJ TV.
Get it, Suits.
Oh, yeah.
New
He's all
year, new
over it.
you, boo.
That's
yeah,
it.
I haven't seen, the only person I saw over the break was Kevin.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Witch. I haven't seen Denny. Suits, 2 weeks.
I know, 2 weeks without each other? How do we survive? It's amazing, huh? So we'll unpack everything that everybody did. I know Virginia was gallivanting all over the place. We'll find out where she did. Jaybird had many bizarre things happen to him over the last 2 weeks. We'll unpack that. Everything else that everybody did. So we'll get to it. Also, coming up on the show, too, we're going to get back into a little Think Fast. Coming up about 7:15 this morning.
Ooh, post-break Think Fast.
Yeah.
A little rusty.
Yeah. We'll see how y'all are doing here today with that. Got Call 'em Outs back here on a Monday. Sure, we got plenty of people to call out with everything that went on. Man, I was just kind of like looking at some stuff on social media and people starting off 2022 really mad.
Oh,
What are they mad at?
Everything. We'll unpack it with the Call 'em Outs coming up. Also, I think we're going to be bringing back some headphone karaoke today.
ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we doing singles or are we doing duets together?
Singles.
Oh.
Yeah. You're singing on your own merit today. So that's going to happen right after 8 o'clock here today. So we got a lot to do. We are back for 2022. It is the KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
All right, getting right at it, Bird. What you got on your mind here today?
I try not to butt into people's personal business, even when I see something going on I don't think this is going to end well.
Okay.
Now, there's somebody I know. We're going to keep names out of it, Virginia, because they're going to, who is it? This is a person that they started dating somebody, and 2 months into them dating this person, they got their name tattooed on their body. But they were talking about
Okay.
doing it before they did it, and I wanted to say something like, I don't know if this is going to end well, but I don't want to be a negative Nelly, so I should just listen to them. So let's fast forward. 3 months after the tattoo happened, they broke up.
Oh.
And now that name is on their body,
Yeah.
Where did they get it?
on their back.
Like a tramp stamp?
No, it's a dude. He got a girl's name on the back of his shoulder, and she broke up with him, and it's on his back still.
Damn.
I know. And I asked him, I go, do you really regret, how much do you regret that tattoo? He was very upset about it. He's very upset, and he's 38 years old, this person, okay? So he's old enough to know better, and he says he feels stupid because he got caught up in the emotion of just being in love right in the beginning. He said the emotion overwhelmed him, and he got inked.
It happens. Look at Pete Davidson. Remember he got an Ariana Grande tattoo? How'd that work out?
There's
Yeah.
certain things I think you have to almost kind of let pass the emotion right after a breakup. I don't know if you should get a tattoo right after a breakup. I don't think you should get a tattoo right after you're dating somebody. I think you have to let that emotion marinate a bit.
Yeah, some people will like to get a tattoo right after they break up to kind of signify their strength and independence. And, hey, to me, it makes a lot more sense to do that post-breakup than it does in a relationship and you're all in love 2 months in.
That's what your boy Ben Affleck did. He did that rising phoenix on his back. How does that look?
Dude's getting tramp
Dumb.
stamps.
No, have you seen his tat?
I
That's
don't
a big
know that the
tat.
idea to get a tattoo was bad. I just think the tattoo and where he got it was bad.
He may have gotten that thing lasered too, because that was such an epic fail.
Yeah.
Everybody online made fun of him.
I know 3 people that have gotten a name and then they had to get it some kind of design or a cube or a bird on top of the name to change it into something else.
Yeah.
Just be mindful when the emotion hits hard.
Yeah. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I'm having a boat day today. I'm so excited.
Boat day?
After we finish the show, I'm going to go meet up with some friends that I reconnected with on New Year's Eve, and they bought a big boat. And they're like, yeah, come on Monday. Come on the boat with us. We're going to have a whole family fun day. Mags is coming with me. I'm so excited.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
I'm getting nautical.
I'm sorry you had to come in here and do a show. We had to
I
step
know.
on all your fun.
You're kind of getting in the way of my nautical fun.
Yeah, that's just on vacation mode. But, am I correct? Is today a company holiday?
Yes.
Yeah, today is, yeah.
So are we the only ones in the building?
Yes.
Isn't it wonderful?
It is kind of neat. Kind of eerie, though.
Yeah. What I got on my mind here today, there's all kinds of celebrities in South Florida now because, we got the weather and you had the excitement of New Year's Eve and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you saw this, but Kevin Hart is going to be at the Palm Beach Improv all this week doing shows. So
I did see that.
he's kicking around the Palm Beaches. He's doing shows tonight through Thursday. Now, the last time he was in town doing this, he loves coming to Palm Beach for whatever reason and working out new material whenever he's got a special coming up. So he's doing 4 nights at the Improv, which means he's going to be kicking around Palm Beach. So I'm just kind of hoping maybe if I could find a way to run into him, I would love to get a photo of Kevin Hart.
I'm sure you could make that happen.
I'm wondering if I could.
I think if we took a poll, though, some people would be more excited to run into a Kevin Ralston.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
It might just be too much Kevin for one picture.
It is. It's a lot of Kevin. It's a
Can we
small
handle
list.
that much Kevin in one photo?
Yeah, so I was thinking where he might be hanging out. I assume he's going to be probably around the downtown area. Hopefully he's going to go out, see some sights. We might have some Kevin Hart sightings here.
You said he likes to come down here and work things out with his routine. I was listening to some other comedians talk about how they don't go on stage with any written material. They go up there and just kind of write as they're going along. That's nerve-wracking to me.
I think every comedian's got a different process.
Yeah.
So it's how they do it. But typically before they get in front of the cameras for a Netflix special, they like to go work out material. And the Improv is one of those places, at least the one in Palm Beach. We got 3 improvs here in South Florida. The one in Palm Beach, I think, might be the biggest room that they have. It's about 800 people, I think.
Gotcha.
So it's you got a good sample size. So if a room of 800 is not laughing at your jokes, it's probably not going to work in a bigger stage.
And you have still that intimate comedy club feel.
Right. Yeah.
Without, little numbers. They got big numbers.
Yeah, they do. Big numbers. So he's going to be kicking around. So just one of the many celebrities.
I wonder if he stays on Palm Beach Island, like at the Breakers.
He's got to be at the
Four
Breakers, right?
Seasons.
Yeah.
Like the Breakers would be the most convenient to the Improv.
Right.
And it's the nicest.
I figure that's where he is.
If I was Kevin Hart, I would be hole up at the Breakers.
Breakers is better than Four Seasons?
I think so. And proximity. It's closer.
Right.
It'll get him right there to the Improv, easier, faster. Does he bring the fam? Are they at the hotel?
I don't know. I have a feeling he doesn't. I have a feeling that Kevin Hart comes to South Florida by himself.
And he works.
Sometimes. Remember he played a little too much in Miami that one time. You remember that?
Yeah.
Don't be an Alexis cuddling with a girl. Don't do it.
Yeah, but I have a feeling he's not staying in Miami, and then because that's a pretty long drive every single day to do a stand-up show. So I imagine he's staying in the Palm Beaches. Be my guess. So I don't know if anybody's seen Kevin Hart or any other celebrities. Because I know with New Year's Eve, you had celebrities all over the place. You had Kanye was in town doing a surprise New Year's Eve show. Jason Aldean was on Palm Beach at Mar-a-Lago. Miley Cyrus. And what was odd, too, was Miley Cyrus did that New Year's Eve show with Pete Davidson, who was dating Kim Kardashian, who used to be married to Kanye West. And so they were all in Miami.
Interesting.
It was kind of odd, yeah.
Did
Like I
Miley
said,
lose her top?
She did,
Was this
yeah.
on purpose? Was this a stunt?
I have a feeling she went on stage with a really flimsy top that fell apart, but you had to know trying that on, there's a good chance this thing's going to break anyway. She was doing everything she could to try to be naked on stage. And I was really kind of surprised because if you were looking at all the different New Year's Eve specials, they all had their own different tones. one of them was country, one of them was just Seacrest, and you know what you get with Seacrest.
Snooze fest.
And then the Miley one was trying to be as edgy as they possibly could be.
That's right. I was watching a little bit of that, and it was kind of odd.
Pete Davidson was like every other word out of his mouth was like, "Oh, it's a little edgy," And then you got Miley, who's topless on stage, and she had to run and get a blazer thrown on her. So yeah, it was just kind of interesting, all the different specials going on. So there's a lot of interesting stuff happening in South Florida. So if anybody's seen Kevin Hart, please let me know and say, "Hey, you need to take a photo with this dude." Well, here we are back after a 2-week-long break. I pretty much just stayed in my bed for 2 weeks. It's nice, though. Virginia was all over the place. My gosh, you were gallivanting around. Now, you missed the actual last day that we had all together in 2021 because you were out sick.
I was convinced I had the COVID.
You thought for sure you were done with that.
I was sure of it. I went on that Friday. I couldn't speak. I'd been struggling a little bit during the week, but I just thought I had a little head cold or something, and I was in denial. You know how you just try to convince yourself that I'm going to be okay, I'm going to fight through. It's the last week of work. I got to fight through. And Thursday, I felt like, uh-oh. And then Friday, I couldn't talk. I was like so short of breath that I couldn't catch my breath to speak. And that's a problem when you work on the radio.
Yeah.
So I went to MD Now, and, they do the PCR test. But that takes like 48 hours to get your results back.
Right, yeah.
And, Mama don't have time for that. So I did the PCR test.
Okay.
And I said, okay, that is the gold standard of COVID testing. I'll wait 2 days, and they'll let me know. But in the meantime, let me try to wrangle myself one of those rapid tests, which I did. So I went to one of those places that does monoclonal antibodies because I thought I had the COVID. And so I was like, all right, let's just get these monoclonal antibodies and jack up my, fighting mechanism in my body and not have to lose the whole Christmas vacation. Well, they do a rapid test before they give you the antibodies, and they're like, you don't have COVID. I was like, are you sure? I feel like I have COVID.
Please, give me COVID, damn it.
Please. I tell you I have COVID.
I convinced myself I had COVID, and they're like, no, you don't have it. I was like, well, now what?
People do want to know, are you still drinking Kahlua in your coffee?
I'm not. Okay. I didn't even have coffee this morning. I woke up feeling good.
Okay. So no corona for you? You didn't have the Omicron or anything like that?
No, when the PCR came back, that was negative too. So I guess I just had a basic cold. Those do still exist, as the doctor told me at MD Now.
Okay. All right. So that was all good. So that didn't keep you from going, because I know you were talking about going to Kissimmee. You're going to go to Gaylord Palms.
Yes.
And then you went and stayed there. You went to Universal as well.
We did. We went to Elf, the whole thing at Gaylord Palms, where they set up. You felt like you were in Elf the movie. It was so cool. If you love the movie Elf, they really did a good job of recreating like the gimbal scene with the mailroom scene. They recreated the snowball fight scene. It was really cool.
Okay, that is kind of cool. And Universal was good?
Universal was great.
Did you go while you were there at Gaylord? Did you do them all in one? Okay.
Yep. Did them all in one. Did 1 day of Universal and then 1 day of Gaylord, and then chilled in the hotel 1 day.
Okay.
Did you go to the Gaylord Palms buffet?
I did not. I know you would be so sad to hear that, but it was too crowded. There was so many people at the buffet area. I was like, ugh.
Okay. You weren't feeling it.
No, I wasn't in a buffet mood.
Well, I mean, if you wanted COVID so bad, that might be the place to go get it.
That feels like where you get COVID. Like a super crowded buffet where everybody's like on top of each other, breathing the same space.
That's kind of where you needed to be. And then on top of going to Kissimmee, you also went to New York City over the break?
I did.
Okay.
I took Mags up there. That was one of her Christmas presents.
Was Mags and her boyfriend up there?
Yes. So it was originally supposed to be me, Mags, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's mom.
Okay.
And I was like jazzed about that because it's like 2 moms, 2 kids, The moms can drink and have fun. The kids can do what they want. But then her boyfriend's mom had to work. And so then it was just me with 2 kids, which is not as fun.
Where did he stay?
We stayed Midtown East. So I found a nice hotel called the Afina. It wasn't fancy, but it was big enough for all of us, which we needed.
But does he stay on the couch?
Yes, he stayed on the sofa bed.
Okay.
And me and Mags took the king bed.
I gotta ask the tough questions because
Sure, yeah.
people are gonna want to know, where did he stay at? What's going on?
I want to figure out how you did all that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a great thing. And Mags kept looking at me and saying, "Thank you so much, Mom, for bringing me here. This is like my dream come true for a Christmas trip." And she had never got the full Rockefeller Center, ice skating, all
Okay.
that. So she got to do all that, and she was so grateful.
Okay, that's all kind of good. You did all the big old sites there.
We did.
And she's going boating today, so I mean,
She's living a great life.
she's living her best life.
I know.
You can come with me if you want on the boat. Let me know. I'll call.
Okay.
Every time I'm on a boat with you, something horribly goes wrong. No offense, I love you, but we don't have good boat energy together.
I'm not driving this boat, so.
I think now Denny's he left town as well. He went to Colorado, so he did some gallivanting.
First time I've seen Denny's in over 2 weeks.
Was he in Colorado when they had all those fires? Because I was watching that on TV.
Yeah.
Going, oh man, I hope Denny's isn't anywhere near these devastating Colorado fires.
And it was snowing, so it was. You don't typically think forest fires and snow is a combination, but both of them were going on.
What the F, Mother Nature?
So it was a weird year in Colorado because, first off, it was the first time I've ever been in Colorado where I could go outside during December with a sweater on, open. It was 72 degrees the whole time I was there.
I heard in Alaska it was
Yeah.
in the high 60s. It was the hottest it's ever been in Alaska.
So they had a winter like that, but unfortunately a lot of the water from Colorado comes from snowfall in the mountains, and then when it melts, it repopulates the rivers and it flows into the aqueducts, all that fun stuff. But there was none this year, and
So
it was
dry.
It was very dry. So when it started snowing, if there was anything that caused a spark or anything, it would start a fire. There wasn't enough moisture in the air to put out the fire. So it's pretty common for Colorado to have some pretty big fires out there. So
Really?
this year
Okay.
was real bad.
Yeah.
It was so sad. So many people lost their homes.
Yeah, I remember the year I left Colorado, there was a giant fire that burned for probably about 4 days. And it slowly spreads. I mean, it must have burnt over 150 houses and a ranch. It was pretty rough.
Fires have nothing to do with the legalization of marijuana?
No.
There's a lot of fires in Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're no joke out there.
Okay, that's good. Did you do anything crazy over the break, Denny's?
So I started off in Colorado. I mean, I'm sure it was no surprise to everyone, but there was a lot of cancellation flights. So just navigating the airports this year was quite a task.
Thousands of flights got canceled.
Yeah.
Every airline got kicked in the shorts.
We were fortunate that none of our flights got canceled, but 2 of them got diverted to a different place.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, so I guess the flight that we took, in order to prevent cancellations, they were sending people to their hub airport, which was Dallas for us. We went to Dallas 3 times this year. Yes. But that's where they were diverting everyone because I guess they have a large hub out there for the airline that
You
we
were
took.
trying to go to New York. You went to Dallas.
So we were going to go to New York, but then the whole family went to Arkansas, so we diverted to Arkansas, which I had never been to. In fact, I put up a picture on social media over the break of me coming out of a bomb shelter. It was in one of the guys' backyards, an old 1940s bomb shelter.
That was cool.
I went down
Oh,
there.
is that what that was?
Yes,
Okay.
it was a big metal room buried in the ground, and it had a giant hatch. You had to spin a wheel to open. It was awesome. And you go down there, and it had supply racks and chairs for sitting out giant storms or bombs.
Some people some of these new houses, they're making these modern day bomb shelters, and they are cool looking.
I've never seen one, and this thing was antiqued, but it was very cool. But it was a whole room down there that you can stay in. The only thing that's weird is when you close and seal it, it has a little tube for air, but aside from that, it's pitch black. It's very dark and echoey. Wow. It was like being in a small prison cell.
So if you really were writing out a whole bombing that had happened, would you be killing your family within a day?
It probably sat 4 uncomfortably in there. So
4 uncomfortable.
yeah, I
It
mean,
was built back in the day.
that's what I think. People were smaller in the 40s, so
okay.
everybody could fit in there. But
A
yeah,
lot more tiny back then.
you would not want to be in there now. But
Okay.
it was a weird experience. I don't know if you guys have been to Arkansas, but it's such a
Never been.
it's a combination of. It's so hard to explain. It's almost like a combination of the South and North. The people are a mixture of both. They have Southern accents,
Okay.
Very southern accents, which I didn't
kinda mid-range.
expect. Yeah. It was
Okay.
just a weird.
A little twangy.
It's a mix of everything. Yeah, it's almost like 4 states combined into one.
Okay.
The people. It was an odd place.
Sounds like I need to get to Arkansas.
It's worth checking out just because of how it looks. It looks kind of like New Jersey with Southerners. I don't know how to explain it.
You're not selling it good.
Yeah. That's about the best I could sell it, though.
Sell job.
That's about the best I could do, though.
And of course, Jaybird had a very interesting break. Now, lots of interesting things went on with you, Jaybird. I saw that you did have family in. Your niece came in from Jersey. That was kind of nice.
My niece Lulu, who I haven't seen. I've only met her one time before, and she is adorable. I got to spend a lot of time with her.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. I got to see a lot of family. Got to spend a lot of time with people I haven't seen in a while, so that was all great.
Okay, and this is the family you like?
This is the family. That's the Rhode Island family with kind of issues with.
Okay.
Yeah, Rhode Island people.
This wasn't the Rhode
This is
Island
not the
people.
Rhode
Okay.
Island people.
Okay.
This is the good part of the family.
This is the good part, yes.
Yeah. But apparently Jaybird had some typical Jaybird things happen to him. Now, you've got a list here, and only one of these things did not happen to you during the break.
Yes, 4 of the 5 did happen.
4 of the 5 did happen. Which one did not? Okay, Virginia, here are our options here. Okay, these are all things that could have happened to Jaybird during our break. He drove off with the gas nozzle still in his gas tank while at a gas station.
I think I've seen this show before. Is this a rerun?
This is, yeah.
Some of these could be repeat offenders.
That's why people listening to our replays the last 2 weeks didn't know if it was live or not. And today they're like, oh man, they're in replay again.
No, I swear it's January 3rd, y'all.
We could have repeat offenders.
He put his own items in somebody else's shopping cart and then walked off, causing a very awkward moment.
You've done that too.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps not.
A bird crapped on Jaybird's face, and then he went out, played the lottery, and he won because of it. Okay, did that really happen to Jaybird over the break? He went to a popular sub shop, and he saw 2 giant roaches crawl into the soda fountain. Okay. And Jaybird lost his phone and had to drive over an hour to Vero Beach to get it when it was finally located. Okay, that's a lot of tough stuff to happen to you.
It's tough, right?
That is tough.
This time.
That is tough. Well, it's just a lot of tough stuff to have happen to you. So 4 of those 5 things really did happen. Which is the one that did not? What would you guess, Virginia?
I'm hoping that the bird didn't crap on his face because that is so intense.
But then he played the lottery and won.
I know.
I mean, look at that Powerball today. It's 500 million plus.
I'm going bird crap.
That's the fake one.
That's the fake one.
I was going to go with the same thing. What do you think, Denny's?
I was feeling that one, but just to be different, I might do the Vero. Driving up to Vero for a phone.
His phone belongs in Vero. That one is guaranteed to be true.
That was the only one you weren't worried about.
2 hours from your house? Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
Okay, so which one of these things didn't happen to Jaybird during our little break for the holidays? Okay, so all these things sound very annoying, very troublesome. A lot of them sound like they've already happened to Jaybird, but only one of them did not. Did he drive off with the gas nozzle still in his gas tank? Did he put his items at a grocery store in somebody else's cart, walked off, causing an awkward moment? Did a bird poo on his face, but then he went out and played the lottery and won? Did he go to a popular sub shop and see 2 giant roaches crawling into the soda fountain, or did he lose his phone and had to drive to Vero Beach to get it? Okay, so Virginia, you and I both think the one that didn't happen is the bird crapping on his face. And then he played the lottery and won because it just seems too positive.
I understand your thought process.
Just seems like things are going well for me. That just doesn't happen. That'd be my guess. Denny's, it said maybe just to be different, it was you losing the phone. Which one did not actually happen, Jaybird?
The one that did not happen was me driving off the gas nozzle. That did not
Really?
happen. Everything else happened.
Okay.
Yeah, the bird crapping, I didn't win anything. I won another free ticket.
Okay.
The scratch off. I'm a scratch off kind of guy when I play the lottery.
I got you. Okay.
And I figured you guys would think, oh, he didn't win the lottery. It's too positive. I was thinking that too.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I only won a free ticket. But everything else did happen there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because if you won the Powerball,
Well, I would still be here.
You still be here
if
today?
I win the Powerball,
Rubbing it in, dancing around?
No, not rubbing it in. We would be talking about taking this show to a different area, a studio where we could do stunts again. And
Oh my gosh, where I could actually see Virginia.
World domination.
Well, going, having all that money,
Yeah.
then being able to do stuff on the air, that's fun. Because then if
Yeah.
a boss tells you, we could be our own boss at that point.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Yeah.
$522 million tonight's
would.
drawing.
Oh my gosh.
You playing Virginia?
I might. I hadn't even realized that it was going on, but since you brought it up, I like signs, and I think if I get a sign, like Kevin saying, "Are you playing?" I should
Yeah.
play.
Oh,
Let's
that's good enough.
Let's do it together. We
All
did this
right.
last time.
I love it.
Now, how'd it go?
We're still here.
Okay.
Still singing for
No
our
world
supper.
domination.
Okay. So you put your items in somebody else's cart?
Yeah, and I was wondering if it was a KVJ Nationer because I put the items in the cart and started walking away, and I realized it. I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then she goes, "Probably too many vegetables, right?" And I go, "Oh yeah."
Probably too many vegetables.
So I figured she listens to the program.
He looked down and saw broccoli and knew it was all wrong.
This can't be right.
That's what
This is
she-
wrong.
I was
This
walking
is
away,
not
I go,
me.
I think she might listen.
This is not me. You saw 2 giant roaches going into a soda fountain?
I did. It was pretty gnarly, and they went underneath the little corner of where the sign is on where you
Yeah.
get the fountain, so they could go under and hide. And if there's 2,
They had a roach motel in there.
there's probably a family, and it
Yeah.
was kind of weird. It didn't look that dirty in there.
It's very deceiving. You never know. You try to go in there, and we always talk about that. I gave that list the one time about how you can tell you might be in a dirty restaurant. And there are just some places that disguise it well. You don't know. Those roaches are tricky. And there's got to be some kind of formula, right? Because whenever I see a roach, it's always like roach times how many equals the actual amount of roaches that are there. Because there's never just one roach.
That's a- yeah.
It's not like, hey, I'm just a roach by myself passing through. If you see one roach out in plain view, there's got to be, what, 100 more?
Well, if I saw 2 that were out and there were people around,
Yeah.
if I'm seeing 2 and there's that going on, what happens when those lights go out?
There's
and
actually got to
everyone's
be
gone?
200.
At least.
I'm thinking that's the ratio. I'm completely making this up, but it feels right. When you see one roach, there's another 100 somewhere else.
I left. I was out.
You just
I couldn't
Did
do
you
it.
say anything, or did you just kind of
No.
just walk right out?
I left.
Yeah, I just walked right out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be that they have like a dirty neighbor, because this happens, where you could have a sub shop and you totally keep your stuff clean and pristine, but then you have a neighbor next door who's like a gross pizza shop, and he gets roaches, and then you get roaches by proximity.
Well, they had that issue in the Village Boulevard area where we go shopping all the time. There was several restaurants on the list of not having all of their stuff in order.
And I ate at one of them yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, and I kept thinking about that.
Yeah, see?
But I still went.
But did you enjoy the experience?
I did.
No, I wonder which one it was. I'm asking during commercial. People always want the names of it. We don't give the names just because we don't want that heat.
Well, I was thinking about it because doesn't every restaurant at some point maybe have a little bit of an issue because it's so tough to keep clean that it could be a neighbor. It may not necessarily be their fault.
But if you see a roach or 2 visible during your dining experience, it ruins it. I'm sorry. I don't think there's an excuse for that.
No, at that time, if you see it at that time, you got to go. And then you lost your phone. How did it wind up in Vero Beach?
Okay, don't ever leave your phone in a Uber car. I left it in an Uber. It takes you a long time to get it back. And you have to go through an email. You have to talk to Uber and all this stuff. So several hours later, I had to drive to Vero and meet the Uber driver at a gas station because they live in Vero.
Oh, that's tough.
It was awful. That was awful.
That
That was the worst. Out of anything on the list, the bird pooping was...
that sounds like the worst. Did you guys watch any movies over the break? Because that was one of the things that I love to do, because we've got, for the first time ever, it's the only 2 weeks of the year where you actually really have truly free time to be like, what does Kev want to do today? And I had so many movies that had kind of piled up, so I went through a whole bunch of movies.
I did a lot of shows. I watched the new Boba Fett.
Okay.
Cobra Kai, I'm done with.
I want to get a review on that because people were asking about that. I went to go see the new Spiderman.
Oh, how was that?
It was big. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that because there's one thing about that movie that really bothers me. I'm just kind of curious if it bothered anybody else. I'll tell you about it next. One of the things I loved during our break was having time to watch all these movies. They started to stockpile up things that I wanted to see. So I kind of started to go through them. And there were some good movies that opened up because you got the holidays. Spider-Man No Way Home. is massive. It made another $52.7 million over the weekend. It's already the 10th biggest film in history with $609.9 million.
Wow.
Making some cash.
Did you love it?
I watched it and it was good. And I had seen the other two. It's solid. In fact, I would say now, as far as a Spider-Man trilogy, this is the best one. Because the one that had Toby, whatever his name was,
Maguire.
yeah, I thought was good. The first two were really solid in that series. The third one really kind of lost me. And so I would say that this is the best Spider-Man series that I had. Now, I want to talk about it in a way that I don't want to ruin anything, but the one thing about it is I walked out, it's great action, the characters are good, you like them together, all that kind of stuff is amazing. The action is fantastic. But somebody did text us in because I was kind of curious if somebody else still has the lingering problem I do with the new Spider-Man movie. I don't think this is a spoiler, but I'm just kind of giving you the alert that if you don't want to know anything about it, tune out for a second. Everything in this movie that happened didn't have to happen. And I'll basically leave it at that. There's the whole real concept of the movie is just massively flawed. That if you take a second to just think about it, you're going, wait a minute, this whole movie actually doesn't make any sense. The reason why they did everything in the movie, really, there was no reason to do any of it. So that was the big problem that I had. So in a sense, you were kind of there. You took a 2.5-hour ride, really for nothing, but like, okay, it was an enjoyable ride. It was odd, but it's kind of like you just went, you ever gotten in the car and you don't really ever go anywhere and you just come back home, you're like, okay, we're here. But it was a lovely drive.
Is he selling it to you?
No.
Yeah, you're not selling it to
I'm not
me.
supposed to be selling it to you. I'm just telling you what I think of it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to think of it. I'm getting excited to listen or to watch it, and I'm definitely not.
I definitely wasn't going to watch it. Now I'm going to go out of my way to make sure I don't see it.
Well, it's doing great, and people seem to enjoy it. Now, there's this element that I think you have to do, and I often hate when I get too critical on some movies, and you're like, come on. Because it's a movie and it's supposed to be an escape. I finally got to watch that Red Notice on Netflix. It's the one that has Gal Gadot, whatever you say.
It's Gadot.
Gadot. It had The Rock in it, had Ryan Reynolds in it. I really like that movie. But that movie at the same time has some serious issues. You're like going, there's no way this is, not even close to happening. But so I would put Spider-Man No Way Home with that, where if you go in there saying, okay, don't try to overthink it, Kev, because I hate when I do that sometimes, because this isn't a movie that you overthink.
Sometimes they make it to where you do. If it's such a glaringly bad flaw, you do have to look at it.
I did think that it was this Spider-Man No Way Home, and people are loving it and enjoying it. Like I said, it's a good ride, and if you're enjoying the movies, it's fun, but I hate when I walk down like going, and I was talking to myself like going, can you explain this to me? Because the whole premise of the movie just now doesn't make any sense to me. And he really couldn't explain. We're like, oh, had a good time. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Because usually if you give a bad critique of a movie, the people let you know about your critique if it's bad. You know what I mean?
And I want to do it without giving away the whole movie. I'm just curious. So if you felt the same way about Spider-Man, you can go into the chat or you can, text it into us. So I'm kind of curious because the person who texts that in, everything that happened didn't have to happen. It's pretty true.
Because you got to be careful, Virginia. When you rip on a superhero movie, you got to have thick skin because they will come after you. They will.
They have got so many superhero movies coming out because, they do the trailers. They've got a new one that's out there with some guy that he starts out with a sickly, diseased doctor, and then all of a sudden he gets bit by a bat or something like that. But he's not Batman. He just has Batman strength. Like it seems like every major A-list actor in Hollywood has their own Marvel character now.
So not Batman, Batboy?
It's like Morbid or something like that is his name. It's the name of the doctor's name. If you're one of those big Marvel dorks, it's I'm sure one of those sideline characters.
Someone's screaming at the radio right now. It's Dr. Morbid, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not in that same category with you, so I can't commit to it. Yeah, Nate said the same thing. Yeah, like Kevin said, it was a good movie, but all that happened didn't have to happen in Spider-Man. But go and don't try to think about it. It's one of those things, go watch it, don't think about it. Same thing with Red Notice. I loved it, and I thought it was cute. They're really good together. Ryan Reynolds is awesome. And the thing that's awesome to look for, if you watch the movie Red Notice on Netflix, it's, where they're art thieves and that kind of stuff. That's the whole premise of it. But 2 different times, Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, each time they sit down to have a drink. What do you think they were drinking?
His tequila,
His tequila and Ryan Reynolds'
gin,
Yeah.
aviation,
Yeah.
and whatever the
His
rock
character pours
tequila.
himself a drink and it gets the aviation, and The Rock gets a shot at a bar, and it's his tequila. So it's just, one big commercial. I also watched Don't Look Up on Netflix. That is a pretty interesting movie, and that had debuted. If you go on to Netflix and you check it out, it's pretty much the #1 trending thing. It's the movie. It's got Leo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence is in it, Ariana Grande's in it, Meryl Streep is in it, Chris Evans is in it, Jonah Hill is in it. So the cast is amazing. And it's one of those where you have to... It's really a social commentary. It's a spoof is the whole movie. They call it a dark comedy, so it's kind of sick and twisted, but it's very entertaining. And I thought that was really good. So if you want to watch a couple of movies, you can check those out. And if you want to go back to some classics, I watched those Bourne movies again. I haven't seen them for a while. And yeah, all he does is run from people for 4 movies, but it's still really entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I watched. Now, Jaybird, you said you watched Cobra Kai. Would you say the new season is good?
I love it, but I'm a big Cobra Kai Karate Kid fan. They brought back my all-time favorite character, Terry Silver. People are nervous. I'm going to spoil it. I won't do any spoils. So I'll just say it's definitely worth the ride if you're a Karate Kid Cobra Kai fan.
That's what we're just trying to say.
New characters are introduced, so I know some people get annoyed when that happens. You can tell that they are developing more storylines because they signed a deal where they've got more seasons they're going to be doing.
I
with
think
Netflix.
it's a gold mine for them now,
It
right?
is. Oh, I can't believe it's happening.
Well, you love the way they do it too.
They do it for they know how to please the fans. They bring back a lot of old characters, and the same thing with Boba Fett. I watched the first episode.
You
of
said
that.
it was great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But
I've always got to time it out because we get Disney Plus once a year for about 48 hours. And it's always when they come out with the new Mandalorian or this Boba Fett. So I got to wait till that happens, get it, and then drop it again.
well, just do what the Sinicki's do and go onto my account. She's got 9 people on my account.
She does. Yeah. She just keeps adding to
And
it.
it hasn't gone up, so jump on.
Jump on in. So there you go. All right. Any thoughts on anything like that? Did you watch anything good over the break, Virginia?
I really didn't.
New York City.
I
She was
lived.
gallivanting.
I was out.
You were out running around. Bert and I were just being couch potatoes. A lot of people are just saying, you know what, Kev, you just don't get Spider-Man. Yeah, maybe I don't. There was just kind of I liked it. Again, I liked it. There's just a part of it where I left the theater. I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. I still don't get it. But people are saying, no, it's good. Obviously, you didn't pay attention. You don't get Spider-Man.
Kevin was talking so much trash about Spider-Man during commercial.
The one movie that I did talk about that I think it's a little offbeat, but it's not for everybody. It's the Don't Look Up, the Leo DiCaprio Netflix movie. It's still their #1 movie, and it's about a comet coming at Earth. And all it is just a commentary on how ridiculous we all are. And it really kind of points to what we've done during the whole pandemic and made everything political and how we don't take anything seriously. And so that's kind of what that is. It's an interesting ride, but some people are like going, I don't know, just kind of maybe ill and politically motivated.
So are people critiquing your movie critiques? That's what happens.
No, absolutely. No, I agree. That's just your own takes, your own opinions. I get it. And, I think, too, with movies, sometimes it depends upon the mood that you were in when you went in to watch the movie, where sometimes you could like a movie and other times you would not.
Over the break, I was watching somebody critique a critique, and then I was critiquing the critique. So it was like 4 removed. What are we doing?
Yeah. What are we doing? That's pretty much it. So that is kind of some of the stuff that went down over the break with all the good stuff to watch. People were asking about the new Matrix movie, if we watched that. I did not, because I got so burnt on I love the first one so much, and the second and third I hated so much. And I just couldn't do it.
That's one of those popular movies that I've never seen. You ever have that where it's one of those classics? Everyone has seen it but you. That's on my list of classic movies I've never seen yet.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
The original Matrix is good, but it's one of those movies, again, where I think there are shows that are like this, where you could just go on ahead and watch that and just be good.
Didn't you like The Matrix?
No, I did not. I was confused by it, and I was half drunk when I saw it, and I did not understand it.
There are some movies that you cannot be the least bit tipsy to go see because you'd be like, okay, I'm not. Like I said, it depends on how you are, where you are when you go in to see it. And if you are not in the right place, it is going to be an absolute disaster.
Yeah, you're right. You cannot go into Matrix drunk. That's too much.
No.
Well, we had done some
You're not
kind of
gonna like it.
radio station party, and it was us and some listeners that were drinking back when the movie place and City Place had a bar. So we went to the bar first. Everybody had a few drinks. Then we went to watch The Matrix, and I couldn't even tell you like what the whole back end of the movie is
yeah.
about.
Yeah, I did that too. I trashed the new Mad Max. We had an event. I went to Mad Max. I hated it. Went on the air. Oh, it's terrible, guys. But I was buzzed or kind of drunk when I saw it. Then I watched it sober and I loved it.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't give drunk
Right.
critiques.
Drunk people shouldn't be allowed to go to the movie.
I agree.
I will tell you though, I don't think I've been to a movie since the pandemic started. And so when I went in, they made a lot of changes. The seats are radically different now. There are all these plush seats that you sit in. This is just the regular. This isn't one of those fancy, I paid way too much for my ticket and the cocktails kind of movie. But they now have a bar right beside the concession stands. At
Every one of these
movie
theaters,
club
Yeah.
they
at the
all
square.
have bars now.
Yeah.
In fact, they're putting bars in everywhere.
In South Florida, there is a bar everywhere you go. You can get a cocktail.
You go to Whole Foods and then a movie, you're going
There's
to
a bar
hammered.
there. It's the most bizarre places you're seeing bars pop up everywhere you go.
And then you see all these articles. Oh, drinking is up during the pandemic. Well, yeah.
You can't go 5 feet without tripping over a bottle of tequila. It's all over the place. So there's some good shows to check out as well. I know they're going to be dropping a bunch. Jaybird watched a few. The Cobra Kai. Also got into the new Boba Fett that they're running on Disney Plus if you love the Star Wars thing. But I saw this going around as well. In fact, I think your Kardashians were commenting on this. It was the 10 shows to get to know me. It really kind of shapes your personality based on the shows that you like. What would be the shows that would shape you? I asked everybody on the show to do this exercise. The 10 shows to get to know you.
You can kind of tell by someone's personality. If you have 10 deep like that, you sort of know someone's personality.
Yeah, I think so too. In fact, I got some of your guys' lists here. I'm kind of curious if you can detect who is what based on what everybody said in their lists here. Okay, so like for instance, if I read off a couple here from what you guys wound up sending me, 10 shows to get to know me, what would you say? Okay, this person put Sports Center, College Game Day, Scooby-Doo, The Chappelle Show, Narcos, Arrested Development, Veep, The Mandalorian, Ozark, and La Reina del Sur. Who is that?
That's you.
That's me.
Because I'm hearing a lot of sports, a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, sports.
Sports, cocaine, and Hispanic stuff.
That's right. Okay, what if you had The Office, South Park, 24, NASCAR Race Day, Designated Survivor, Rick and Morty, House, Law and Order, Forensic Files, and West Wing? Who is that?
That's
Suits.
That is
But
Suits.
that would have been tough. The only one that stood out was the NASCAR. That's why because you said a few that might have been Denny's.
What about Outer Banks, You, Real Housewives, $1 Million Listing LA, CBS News Sunday Morning, Dateline, TMZ, What Happens Live, America's Funniest Home Videos, and Top Chef?
I mean, that's clearly Virginia.
Clearly Virginia.
Reality.
Yeah. Bird, you had Cobra Kai, The Office, Cold Case Files, Dateline, Boy Meets World, The Book of Boba Fett, Succession, The Toys That Made Us, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Mindhunter.
There's more too.
Yeah, no, I have a ton of shows. But yeah, if you had to say 10, if you start reading the list, it's really easy if you do it. We've got it posted up on the KVJ Show Facebook page right now. So if you want to go and share your 10 shows that are there, you can go and check it out. Is there any shows that are coming up real soon that you're excited that's going to be dropping?
Outer Banks is coming back.
Right.
I was very excited. What happened with Succession? They only dropped 9 episodes. I was waiting for that 10th finale. It's never come. I don't think it's coming anytime soon.
I thought they had done 10 episodes.
No, they've released 9.
Was it 9?
Yeah, and it's on a cliffhanger.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh, talk about just really giving me, I can't say that term, but I really want to finish this thing off.
Well, Ozark was the same way, and I'm really excited about Ozark because remember how that ended.
Yes, but they at least wrap that up in a nice finale where you go, oh, okay, that's clearly they released Succession and it's almost a cliffhanger before the big cliffhanger.
Okay.
On episode 9.
They didn't do it right then.
They just released 9 and it's been 3 weeks since they've done it.
Okay.
Since they dropped number 9.
Okay. Another one that almost made my list is Dexter. If you're not watching the new season of that on Showtime, if you like the old one, you got to check that out. I think they only have 2 episodes left. All right, anything else you want to add in, you can hit us up, 877-979-WRMF. Got some birthdays here today to let you know about. And what a cutie patootie, we got a birthday here. This is from Twitter Sarah. And she said, I want to do a little birthday shout out for my special girl. Happy 8th birthday. It is from Mommy, Daddy, Mason, and Penny, Maxie, Theo, and Simon, too. And this is her daughter. She said, Avery, your laughter is infectious and your excited squeals are contagious. Thank you for showing the world how magical autism is.
That is a cute kid. Both of her kids are adorable.
Yeah, we love their family.
So sweet.
KVJ TV. Also, we got a happy belated 12th birthday to Sean from Mom, Dad, and Brandon. So there you go. So if you got any birthdays and you want to get them on the KVJ Show, all you have to do is just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. Okay, let's see if the KVJ Show is back to proper thinking mode after 2 weeks off here. We got Virginia, Jaybird, and Denny's. I have got a topic, and you'll get a point if you're the person through first with the most sensible answer. Okay, here we go. First one up. Something you'd find in a nightstand that starts with the letter L.
Light.
I'm going to give you credit on that, Virginia. Very nice.
Oh my gosh, this is tough.
We're all a little crusty and rusty.
I forgot how to play. Oh, wait, what are we doing? It's Virginia's turn?
Give us a little minute.
Okay, next up here. Think fast. It's a fast food chain that starts with the letter C.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Checkers.
Oh, gosh. Culver's.
Yeah.
I'm late to
does
the
Chuck E. Cheese count as fast food suits? How do you feel about that?
I mean, they got an arcade.
They do serve you fast.
That's
No, it's going to go to Denny's.
Nice.
good job, Denny's.
Okay, Denny's is on the board here. Bird got one, but just a
It's
little
like
late.
9 minutes late.
Oh, my gosh. Virginia's got one. Denny's has got one. Think fast. It's a European country that starts with the letter S.
Spain.
Bang!
My brain broke.
I'm very close to being eliminated.
All right, Denny's has got 2 on the board. All right, a singer whose name starts with the letter W.
Winona.
I have no idea what anybody just said.
I said Willie Nelson.
I said Winona.
I was a hair closer.
I don't know if you were.
What do you think, Suits? Who do you think it was? Think it was Virginia, or do you think it was Jaybird? You're going to say Jaybird? You're going to give him a token point, sympathy point?
Slightly added in there.
Louder doesn't mean faster.
He definitely canceled you out.
He canceled me out.
All right,
Yeah, you did.
I'll back away from the mic. Don't email me. I get it. It's annoying.
Okay. Everybody's got a point now, at least. Denny's in the lead with 2. Think fast. Something you'd find in a junk drawer that starts with the letter P.
Pencil.
Denny's. Oh, no. Denny's is in Y. Pencil. That works. Okay. How about this one?
Denny's is just cranking today.
Yeah, he is.
It feels good.
Something that you buy at a bar that starts with the letter S.
Shot.
Oh, Virginia. Go, Virginia.
Can't beat me in the bar.
That was quick.
Okay. How about this one? Name a state that ends in the letter S.
Arkansas.
Because
I was just there.
Denny's! Yeah,
He
baby.
said Mickey's. Cheaper said Mickey's.
Mickey's.
is that what I said?
I don't know.
I don't know what's coming out of my mouth.
Mickey's is not a state.
Mickey's. Okay. All right, think fast. A position in football that starts with the letter W.
Wide receiver.
I think Virginia formed it all first. Gets the point. Bird is eliminated.
Oh,
Rats.
Mickey's.
All right, it's something you bake that starts with the letter M.
Muffins.
Virginia ties it
So
up.
fast.
Next point wins. Think fast.
Come on, Denny's.
I hear you.
Okay. Something that's healthy to eat that starts with the letter A.
Acorn.
Almonds.
What'd you say, Denny?
Damn it, I was going for speed. I said acorns.
Virginia gets it and the win.
I was just going for speed.
Acorns.
First A word that popped
If you're
in my
a
brain.
squirrel.
Acorns. Look at that, Virginia with the comeback win there.
Wow.
Wow.
Throwing out the wide receiver there. Did you happen to see the interesting debacle that happened with wide receiver Antonio Brown?
Yes. Oh my gosh. She threw a hissy fit. She got mad and left the game during the game.
Wow, yeah. If you missed it, Tampa Bay was struggling a little bit, and it was odd to see because they were playing the Jets, which not many teams actually struggle against the Jets, but Tom Brady and the Buccaneers were. Yesterday, the score was 24-10. It's in the third quarter.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden, Antonio Brown starts taking off his shoulder pads and his shirt and is heading to the locker room. You're like, what is going on right now? It was crazy.
Panda explained it to me, and now I know why.
Okay, yeah. Here's a little bit if you're watching the game yesterday that you heard.
Antonio Brown. That's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told, without his jersey, and running onto the field. I don't know if that could have been a penalty.
All right, Jen Hale, get after that. We got to find out what's going on there.
She's got to catch him first. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
His issues off the field. Now he's on the field creating an issue.
Yeah.
He slowly took everything off and started throwing it into the crowd. And everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Then he's like topless, and then he leaves. And then there's video of him later trying to like catch a cab or something to go back to wherever he lives. Panda told me the reason he did that is because there's a bunch of bonus money, I guess, on the line for him, depending on how many catches he makes and yards he runs and all that. And nobody was throwing him the ball. And he was pissed because he wasn't going to be able to make all of his bonuses. And I'm like, well, now he's really not going to make his bonuses.
No, yeah. The way it stood, he needed 8 more catches, 55 receiving yards, and just 1 touchdown. And I didn't know that he was, throwing a tantrum because Tom Brady apparently wasn't throwing the ball. But Tom Brady's his biggest advocate. And what the coach had said, Bruce Arians, the coach of the Buccaneers, had said that he told Antonio Brown twice to get in the game, and Antonio Brown refused. And then that's...
Well, you can't catch the ball if you're not in the game.
That's
What the hell?
That's why I don't understand any of this, because I hear what you're saying, Virginia, because there's the one side of it saying that he was trying to get incentive bonuses, but you get those bonuses by being in the game. And so
Tom Brady, they had asked Tom Brady about it, and he was quoted saying, don't be judgmental, or have sympathy.
he said everyone should be compassionate and empathetic to some difficult things that are happening.
Yeah, and I think those things are happening in Antonio Brown's head.
Yeah, that became really the big discussion that was going on, because Antonio Brown famously took a really nasty hit in a game when he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Bengals. Vontaze Burfict was really a dirty player, and they really had a lot of malice going back and forth. And Antonio Brown had his head taken off running across the middle of the field to the point where it looked like he was dead.
Oh, my.
And a lot of people do mark, I think he did have a few issues before that, but he really it escalated after that hit, all the Antonio Brown problems. He lives in Broward County. Remember that, where he had that scuffle with what was it, like a moving truck driver or something like that?
Yes, they had his stuff, and he was fighting with them, and it was all very public in the street.
Mm-hmm. Well, everybody had something to say about Antonio Brown quitting in the third quarter yesterday, including the Juice, O.J. Simpson. posted up his own commentary.
For what Tom Brady has done for Antonio Brown, for him to pull what he pulled today is completely inexcusable. Playoffs are coming up, and you pull this crap on a guy who really went out on a limb for you. Totally BS. Inexcusable.
So there you go. OJ has spoken.
Well, he's also OJ was busy because he was talking about Betty White.
OJ had a lot going on. He was very busy. He had a lot to say. So thank you very much, OJ Simpson, because when you need a moral compass, it's good to have OJ Simpson in the wings. And the other odd thing that happened with Antonio Brown, with him leaving the stadium, and did you see the photo? He was outside. It looked like he was hailing an Uber.
Yeah.
And then
he was trying to get a cab.
And then there were memes of him hanging on an airplane wing trying to get back. So I don't know exactly what happened. I assume he's back in Broward County.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know where in the world is Antonio Brown. But one thing that he did yesterday after quitting the Buccaneers is he released a rap song. I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe the whole thing was just publicity to launch his rap career.
I don't know.
What is going on in the mind of Antonio Brown today? I don't really know.
I think he might be struggling.
Yeah. I think it might be a guy who needs some help. So that was a big story. I saw that your Saints, did they get a win, Virginia?
They did get a win.
Okay.
It was not pretty, but we'll take it.
It was so depressing if you're a Dolphins fan yesterday. Oh, my gosh, because they were riding high, at 7 wins in a row. They were 8-7, and yesterday they laid a massive egg. They went to Tennessee to take on the Titans and lost 34-3. They are eliminated from playoffs.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a good run, though.
They had a good run. They had a bad run, then they had a good run, and now they're done except for this Sunday. They're taking on the Patriots at Hard Rock Stadium. That'll be the final time you can see the Dolphins coming up this year. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in South Florida for New Year's Eve. So many specials. You had one national show that was going on with Miley Cyrus and Pete Davidson. That was happening. Kanye West did a show. Jason Aldean did a show. So what exactly were all the big highlights from New Year's Eve in South Florida? We got them for you next. Did you do anything exciting for New Year's Eve, Virginia?
I did.
Okay.
I was flying back from New York.
Okay.
So lucky because my flight on United Airlines was the only flight of the afternoon that didn't get canceled.
Oh, wow.
So already I was like, oh my gosh, I am so lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And when we landed, we drove right to my super fancy girlfriend's house, and she was throwing a party. They live on the water.
Oh,
They had
nice.
so much good food. I was like in heaven. They had caviar. They had a shrimp bar.
Oh,
They
my
had
goodness, Virginia.
chicken nuggets. They had everything. It was so yummy.
Living the high life. Jaber, did you have such a fancy New Year's Eve as Virginia did?
No, not at all. Shrimp bar?
There was a shrimp bar. There was a caviar tin this big filled with caviar.
Wow.
You don't see that every day.
I
You
don't know.
don't see it at all and listen to the radio.
I don't have fancy anything.
You don't fancy anything, no. Well, if you stayed at home and watched everything that was going on for New Year's Eve, you had your typical Ryan Seacrest stuff, which was your typical Ryan Seacrest stuff that they had going on there. They had Journey performing live, Don't Stop Believin'. I see their lead guitar player got new teeth, so that was nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was going on there. CNN is probably the one you would have been watching if you were plugged in, Virginia, because that has Andy Cohen.
I saw all the clips the day after, and I am loving Andy Cohen.
Whoa, dude got a little hammered, huh? Wow.
He got hammered and spoke the truth. Good for him. Somebody needs to say it. Ryan Seacrest is boring.
Wow.
And he
Okay.
did. He said it.
Okay. Yeah, Seacrest definitely wasn't hammered.
No. Seacrest never drinks.
So Andy Cohen threw down about 8 bottles of champagne and decided to go off on the old New York City mayor.
Watching Mayor de Blasio
Don't go on a rant.
do his
Don't go on a rant.
victory lap dance after 4 years of the
This is how you
crappiest
want to start the new
term
year.
as the mayor of New York. The
That's how
only
you wanna
thing
start the new
that
year?
Democrats and Republicans can
That's
agree
how-
on
I mean, this
is
is
what
how-
a horrible mayor
is
he
how
has
he-
been. So, sayonara, sucker.
Wow.
2022.
I mean-
it's a new year. Because guess what? I have a feeling
Speaking of
I'm
which-
going to be standing
Speaking
right
of
here
which-
next year. And you know who I'm not going to be looking at? dancing as the city comes apart. You.
Wow.
He doesn't sound drunk.
Oh my
He sounds
God.
like Virginia.
He drank a lot, and I was on the airplane at the beginning of his show. I watched it kick off, him and Anderson, and he came right out of the chute. They were toasting Betty White, then they were doing a different drink. He brought a whole bar with different stuff.
Okay.
And so if you are a seasoned alcoholic like myself, you know you can't mix, and he was mixing up a storm.
Okay. Just whatever was in front of him,
He
put
was
down.
doing shots. He was doing drinks. He was doing all
Yeah.
kinds of different stuff. Anderson was drunk last year, and I think Anderson was like, "I'm not doing that again."
Okay.
So
So Anderson kind of kept it together, and Andy Cohen went off the rails.
yes, and it was awesome.
Have you ever been that drunk on a live mic? At an
Oh yeah.
event?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
everything-
but I'm not, doing it in front of the entire world or nation on New Year's
Everything
Eve.
Andy Cohen said, though, was true. He was ragging on the ABC people because ABC set up their stage right next to him, right there in Times Square. But ABC was shooting off like all this smoke and pyrotechnics, and it was getting in their space, and that wasn't cool. And then he was ragging on the Journey performance because Anderson and Andy both agreed that it's a different band without Steve Perry. They're like,
Yeah.
Steve Perry is Journey. This is
Right.
the fake Journey. And I kind of agree with that.
And for the first time, because they've got that former karaoke singer, is now their lead singer, and
And he does great.
He does well, but at the same time, if you go around, there's so many cover bands that play in South Florida, and they're really good. They make careers out of it, and I don't know that I would put that guy higher than any other cover band I see in South Florida. And they're right. It's a cover band of Journey without Steve
Well,
Perry. It's not the exact same.
You can't take a popular band like Journey. They already had all of their hits. They were already
Yeah.
established. And then put somebody new in there and expect people to have it be beloved like Steve
Arnell
Perry.
Pineda. Arnell Pineda. That's the new frontman of Journey. And that's what Andy Cohen was yelling about. He's like, look, it's not Journey.
No, well, how many hits does Journey have without Steve Perry?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They already were established after.
Yeah, if Arnell had his own set of hits that he could sing,
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Then
He's
maybe you
singing
would
all
feel
Steve
different.
Perry songs.
So it
all
is.
they are is they're a Journey cover band.
Drunk Andy is right.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to fight him on that.
That happens a lot where you see the lead singer gone and maybe the bass player sticks around and still performs under that name. So you're going, oh, I'm going to go see blah, blah, blah. And it's none of the original members but the bass player.
Yeah. You could pick out, when you're watching Journey on New Year's Eve, you could pick out who was originally in the band and who was not, because you have old face, young face, old face, young face. And you're like, okay.
Totally.
Not original members right there. The Miley Cyrus special went off with Pete Davidson in Miami. And if you saw the promo photo, people are like, Pete Davidson is morphing into Beetlejuice. It's pretty entertaining. I'll have to do a side-by-side photo so you can see that, because he is starting to look like Beetlejuice. But it was some Saturday Night Live skit stuff with some live performances. Miley Cyrus was out there. She performed a new song, the You song, I guess. This is brand new.
I wanna set off alarms, deal out the cards, smoke Cuban cigars, get kicked out of bars before 2. But only if it's you. I wanna drive down to Texas, flip off of my exes, get kind of reckless, and have wild, wild, wild sex under the moon. But only if it's you. I got some baggage, let's do some damage. I am not made for no horsey and carriage. You know I'm savage, you're looking past it. I want that late night sweet magic, that forever lasting love.
Okay.
But only if it's with you.
Okay.
I like that.
there you go.
I mean, usually I would say stay away from doing unfamiliar songs on New Year's Eve because everybody wants to just be drunk and sing along.
Yeah.
But that was good.
But you also have a massive audience watching you. So, hello, here's my new stuff.
That is a great
Yeah.
new song. Good for her.
She brought her sister out there. First time they've been on stage, performed together. They did their Godmother song, Jolene,
Oh, nice.
by Dolly Parton. So that was a nice performance. And then she had, of course, a wardrobe malfunction because Miley Cyrus wants everyone in the world to see her boobs.
I hopped on the plane in LA with the dream of my cardigan.
Ironically, she needed a cardigan.
Ironically, yeah. Uh-oh.
I jumped in the cab.
The whole
I'm
top
here
is
for
off.
the first time. Look to my right. I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous.
She had to go backstage and grab a blazer. She's covering herself up.
And that's when the backup singer should have jumped in.
Yeah.
And
now she's back. There you go.
Was it accidental or on purpose? That's the question.
It looked accidental, but I don't know. I'm fooled by reality television on the daily.
The blazer, because she had nothing on underneath the blazer. And that kind of it was somebody else's blazer, so it was big. So I'm like, you are going to see her boobs. Yeah.
I would have just got some duct tape.
I think she was just trying to get back on stage as quick as she could, and she doesn't care. If it weren't for the network censors, Miley would have done the entire song topless.
And how quick can you duct tape your boobs? I bet you can't do it in under 30 seconds.
I absolutely could get all of my whole entire boobs covered in 30 seconds.
There's a challenge.
All right.
I know I could.
And I have duct tape, so.
Let's do it.
Great. I put on 5 pounds over the holiday.
Oh, come on. Don't ruin this. It's going to be fun.
Oh, here she goes.
Don't ruin it. Come on.
The other network specials, CBS, had country music going on. And one of country's biggest stars was actually in the Palm Beaches. Jason Aldean, who was an A-lister in country music, was at Mar-a-Lago and got introduced by Donald Trump.
Right now, he's the #1 in the world. He got every award last week. He got every award last year. Ladies and gentlemen, #1 in the world, #1 in our country, Mr. Jason Aldean. And thank you.
#1 in the world.
He got every award?
Thank you so much. That's probably the best introduction I ever had, by the way. So.
None of it's true.
Every award?
Every award.
He swept the CMAs, every category.
Every award. Jason Aldean won it. So he performed at Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach for New Year's Eve and then did some golf with Donald Trump at Trump International. And then Kanye West, did you see that he announced a last-minute New Year's Eve show? Nobody knew where it was going to be, and nobody until after it was over really had any idea. I guess they just had an exclusive list. It was at Miami Beach's Game Changer Lounge is where it went down. He had a couple guests that were there. But the one thing that people noticed was Kanye West is in Miami, so is Pete Davidson, who is apparently blinking his soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, so they weren't far away from each other. And then Kanye wanted to let everybody know that he's doing okay without Kim K, so there were photos of him on a balcony with a couple mystery ladies.
Yeah.
Did I see he moved right across the street from her? Some people thought it was, because they got kids, and some people thought it was kind of stalkerish.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I did not.
Did I dream that?
Are you making stuff up?
I might have made
Are you
that
making up dirt?
I might have made it up. I thought I saw that.
Yeah, and then Kanye West went on a pronounced date to Carbone. Is that how you say that fancy restaurant?
Oh, yes. I ate there when I was in Miami Beach.
I figured you did because it's fancy.
It is so expensive.
Yeah. Well, I guess it doesn't mean anything to
gosh.
Kanye. He was there. You heard of Julia Fox? She's an actress.
No.
That's apparently who he's on a date with.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Lots of stuff going on there. All right, time for some call 'em outs. Anybody you need to call out. Now, Virginia, this is kind of interesting because you've got a couple neighbors that you're battling now. We were confused because I know the one right next to you you've had lots of issues with, but there's another neighbor now that there's some conflict going on.
Is this the old guy across the street that you don't also like? Or?
No, I like him.
Okay.
Okay. He's just weird. He's fine. He's harmless.
Okay.
The neighbors to my left, I don't like them because they turned me into the HOA for a kid peeing on the side of the house that I didn't even know about. They took video off their surveillance camera and turned it into the HOA.
Okay.
And that's not what you do. If you're cool, you go to the neighbor and say, hey, you had a kid pee on the side of the house. Can you tell him not to do that? You don't turn somebody into the HOA. So they're dead to me.
I agree with the witch on that.
They're dead to me.
Yeah.
That's not how you handle a neighbor. You're an idiot. You're a loser. Much like Ryan Seacrest on ABC, y'all a bunch of losers.
Okay.
Wow, I mean, that's pretty harsh. That's a harsh critique, man.
Sorry, not sorry. So over the Christmas break, it was really kind of neat. My neighborhood decided to do a first annual golf cart Christmas parade where all the neighbors decorated these golf carts. Now, I don't have one, but I like to have a party. So what I decided I was going to do, I decorated Rocco's bicycle, and he was in the parade, and his dad walked with him, and there was people on bikes, and it was fun. But what they also encouraged people to do was to set up like a little refreshment station in your front yard, and that is my forte. If you need me to set up a party in the front yard,
Virginia's got the bar handled.
Yeah, you got it.
Her front yard really does turn into a bar. It's pretty remarkable.
I put up a tent, and I was showing the Gator game. The Gators were in a bowl game, so I had my projector showing the Gator game on the back of the tent. I put out this fire pit so the kids could do s'mores. Put out a bar. I put out non-alcoholic beverages for the kids, and then beer for the grown-ups, all in separate areas. And so I was ready. I was going to sit there and cheer and throw beads. I threw beads to all the golf carts as they came by.
Okay.
And then, the party was so poppin' that after the golf carts came by, they all came back and parked their golf carts, and we were all drinking.
In your yard?
In my yard. It was so nice.
Okay.
Remember Dale, the guy with the crabs? He came with his 5 kids. Other neighbors came with their kids. Like, it was a kid party.
Now, was Dale the guy that you were blasting before about not knowing crabs?
Yeah.
Before his thing, I did say that. But then after his thing, he does know crabs.
She was on the microphone going, this Dale guy does not know how to do crabs, cat.
Yeah.
But then I saw his crab, and I was like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
But she did
Oh, yeah, she did.
Dale
She went all in on this
3
Dale
days in
guy.
a row. He don't know crawfish, Dale.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Dale?
Well, I just consider myself the crustacean expert.
Sure, right.
And I want to be consulted on any kind of crustacean gathering, but I do have to concede, Dale knows his S-bomb.
Technically, Dale should not like you.
You're right.
He really should.
But he's the friendliest
He's so
guy,
cool.
huh?
He came over, his kids came over. They were all running around, sweet kids, but he's got like 5 of them. I was like, whoa, Dale, how?
So he knows crabs and reproduction.
Yes, Dale is fertile. Do
Who
not
thinks
stand.
Dale does well.
Don't stand next to him, or you'll get pregnant.
As long as you don't get crabs.
So it was a big yard party. All
Yeah.
the kids are all running around, and I'm like, I notice that one of my neighbors from down the way, now that she doesn't live anywhere close to me, she lives kind of on the fancier side of the neighborhood.
Okay.
I noticed that she's there, and I'm kind of surprised because I know she doesn't like me. She's told several people in the neighborhood she doesn't like me, and she actually sits on the HOA board, and she's one of the people that voted for me not to get my pool.
No.
She voted no. I know who she is. I know, that she doesn't like me. I know she's never liked me. I don't know why, because she don't know me, but I think she thinks she knows me.
Okay.
And she's adamantly told people that I'm never getting a pool.
Wow. So she's
all in on you
Oh,
for
she's
some reason,
all
huh?
in on me. All in on me.
And you have no idea why.
Well, I mean, it's probably from this show. I mean, think about it.
Okay.
I say some stuff. She's the one that on the Facebook, it's like a Facebook group from our neighborhood. Someone had stolen one of her pool rafts out of her yard. And she went on the Facebook post to say, hey, does anybody know, who might have stolen the raft out of my yard? It was right there on the side of my house. Somebody took it. Some of the kids in the neighborhood took it, but it wasn't my kid. And she accosted Magnolia in the street and accused her of taking it. And I'm like, whoa. So I've blasted her on Facebook before, and she didn't
Okay.
say nothing because she has nothing to say. So that's why I was really surprised to find her in my front of my house, celebrating with all of us, because I know she hates me. But then I figured out what it was. It was her kid that was having so much fun with Rocco. Rocco loves this woman's kid.
Oh, no.
It's all he's talked about. He wants a play date. He wants to go over there. I'm like, Rocco, I'm telling you, this woman, she would rather punch me in the throat than have a play date with you. I'm telling you.
So you've got the warring parents, but the kids who love each other. This is like a Romeo and Juliet,
It's
Hatfield
a little-
McCoy's kind of tale.
It's a little girl, and she
Oh, no.
apparently is just the apple of Rocco's eye. And I was laughing about it. I'm like, how much you want to bet these two eventually date when they get older?
But she's actively gone out and said, I don't want this woman getting a pool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's blocked other people from doing things because she didn't want me to be able to come back and get a pool because she let other people do other things. It's like a whole thing.
Now,
It's so stupid.
Can you guys make amends on this, or is the pool thing? Is she dead to you because of the pool thing?
I mean, it could happen where in the future there's turnover on the HOA board, and then the majority vote for allowances like me getting a pool, like my neighbor building a little deck and an enclosure. But until the regime changes and these people that are nasty are gone, I won't be able to get the pool because what these people don't want, and they're so stupid and stuffy and elitist, and they live on the side that has pools and they're fine. They live on the water. I live on the golf course, and they don't want construction on the golf course.
Yeah.
So if I have to be putting in a pool for 2 months, that means it's an eyesore for them to look at when they're golfing, and they will have to see and be inconvenienced. Now, it won't be anywhere near where ball play is happening on the golf course,
Okay.
but they just don't want the eyesore of construction on the golf course.
Okay, so this is the root of the fight with this
It's
neighborhood.
the entire root of the fight with it. And until there's turnover on the HOA board, a pool will never happen.
So are you not going to let your son hang with this little girl that he likes because you can't stand the mom because she's kept you from a pool?
Well, I would be afraid to send him over there because this bitch is so nasty that I don't know what she would put in his head. So, no.
So he's not allowed to go over there because you think that she's going to try to warp your kid against you.
Well, I don't know what she would do to him. I already know what she did to Magnolia on the street, accosted her and accused her of stealing her raft. So who knows what this woman's capable of. I would not send my kid into somebody's house where I knew the parent hated me.
Got a lot of enemies in Tequesta, Nikki. Your town's only so big.
I fear no one.
I mean, you're running out of places to go. Everyone. I mean, we're talking 3 people.
So I think we're up to 3 now. Is that right? 3 wars she's got going on in her neighborhood. That's impressive. That's impressive. All right, we got people calling people out here today. You would think that people would want to stay on the nice list, but already people jumping into the naughty one, including somebody said, yeah, I got to call out the person in the silver Nissan who just decided to cut me off, then slow down, and then had the gall to flick me off. Like, who the hell do you think you are? I'm the one who should be flipping you off.
People in Nissans drive like maniacs. I said it.
That happens, though, where they're clearly wrong, and then they flick you off. It doesn't make any sense.
No. It doesn't work this way. I'm the one that's supposed to be doing the flipping around here, not you. Rita said, can we call out Palm Beach County School District for keeping kids home until Wednesday? Why are they going back to school Wednesday and not today?
It is odd. And today's a company holiday. Why is all this holiday?
I think it's just because of when New Year's Eve fell, and so it's kind of an odd thing where it's now kicked the holiday to the 3rd. And that's why our company's doing it, is because of when New Year's Eve fell and New Year's Day. And so today you have off. Tomorrow is going to be a teacher work day, and then the kids are back on Wednesday. So it gives the teachers a chance to get ready.
Rocco's back today. Martin County's back.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some schools are and some aren't. So that's why they're calling out Palm Beach County School District. They said other schools are doing it. Why can't you? Got call him out here. Said, I'm calling out my 21-year-old son who slept with his younger brother's girlfriend right before Christmas. Then it all came out while the family was opening presents on Christmas morning, and it ruined our holiday.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine that fun, huh? Can you take presents back right then and there?
You should be allowed to for that.
No. Hand that back. No. You don't deserve that gift.
That would ruin everything.
No.
Yeah.
Give that back. Another text here said, I'm calling out my unaware neighbor that didn't think anything about double dipping at our holiday block party while rocking a massive lip sore.
Oh.
Any dip he touched was then tainted and sat untouched for the whole night. Hopefully somebody gifted him some antifungal lip balm.
I think you should be able to call someone out publicly right then and there if they are clearly double dipping and being gross at a party. Because everyone's already talking about you anyway. Let's blow the whole thing open. You can't do that.
In this day and age, too, if you have a dip to serve to people at a party during COVID, make the dip a single serve thing where everybody gets their own little dip so there's no community dipping happening.
It's a good call.
My girlfriend makes those charcuterie boards and she sells them and she's doing really good with it. But that's how she's had to change her business. She doesn't make big giant boards anymore for parties. What she makes is little packages and she'll deliver like 30 of them to a party.
Yeah.
And every party guest gets their own package with their own dip in there.
I like that.
It's much better for COVID.
That's smart.
Make sure you get extra dip, though. Because some people are going to want more dip.
Yes, you do need extra dip. You're right.
This call out says, I want to call out my dad who was snooping in my cabinet for some snacks on Christmas Eve. He found a tiny pack of gummy bears and he ate the final 3 without asking me about it and had no idea that he actually just consumed edibles.
Oh.
An hour later, he fell into the Christmas tree, totally destroying it. My daughter was so confused and sad, then my dad tried to blame me for getting him high.
That's amazing.
Oh, my, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful because I've noticed older relatives, they are curious about stuff in your refrigerator and your cabinet. Don't leave out any edibles. They might eat them. And some of these edibles don't taste like there's anything in them anymore.
My girlfriends, they all did that. They were going through this guy's cabinet and they ate chocolate that he had in there.
Yeah.
But it was hallucinogenic mushroom chocolate. And all 4 of them started tripping balls and they were not ready.
The way they do it now, you can't even tell if there's stuff in there. It's so well done now.
You got to be careful eating any kind of anything from somebody else's pantry.
Or their fridge.
So whose fault do you think it is in this instance? Is it Dad's fault for snooping around looking for a snack that he should have asked about?
I don't know. I think it's half and half because if she was going to have company like her dad, and her dad likes to forage for snacks, she's got to put that stuff away.
I just know when my dad was staying at my place, I had to make some adjustments in my refrigerator. Because he would have eaten some stuff. My dad, he likes snacks late at night like I do. And if I didn't say anything, well, what's this old chocolate over here?
Oh, look at
that. Yeah.
Somebody else setting this up with a call them out here. A lot of them from the holiday Christmas parties. They said, yeah, we had one where there's a giant charcuterie board. And it was on the kitchen island, and she wasn't double dipping, but she kept licking her fingers and then going back and tearing apart meats or touching crackers and then putting back and grabbing other crackers.
Yeah, that's a big bad move.
You're right, because it's not always about double dipping. We had a holiday party. I don't know if you remember. Remember the guy who kept on touching his hair? His hair was kind of looked like it was dirty. He kept touching his hair, and then he'd go back and touch some other food.
What's his name?
It was our old station.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
A couple other call them out. Somebody said, I'm calling out the drunk lady who scared my kids by screaming right before she leaned up against a building to urinate. And it was only 6:30 p.m.
Get it together. Jeez. Wait till nightfall.
If you're leaning up against a building and it's still daylight and you're peeing, it's gone wrong.
Yeah, some people got at it on New Year's. I saw somebody that was pulled over for a DUI and it did not look like they were going to pass, and it was 2 p.m.
Wow.
2 p.m. I was like, wow, man, you went at it early, dog. Somebody else said, I'm calling out my husband's trainer who keeps sending him late night text messages about his workouts. She sent him a text at 11:05 p.m. that said, don't forget, tomorrow is leg day. Gonna wear you out. Bitch, I see you and I know what you're doing.
That is way too late. 11 o'clock? I'm gonna wear you out?
Why does your man have a female trainer anyway? There's a problem.
Yeah,
there's definitely a problem now. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if Panda told me he got a trainer and then I found out it was a hot girl, I would be like, wait, what?
What?
Shouldn't a dude have a dude trainer?
Okay, so if Panda gets a female trainer and you're cool with it, we all know you don't find her attractive.
Totally.
Okay.
Denny's, he had something where he had called out before we went on break where he went to get a new car, but the car wasn't available, so he got a loaner car, but he kind of liked the loaner car, and then some people are saying, I don't know, is this weird? Is this kind of scammy? And now there's an update with what happened with your car, Denny's. What's going on now?
Yeah, so I was in Colorado, and my phone was blowing up, so I answered it. And it was the dealership telling me that they couldn't get my car, and they wanted me to return the loaner. And I'm like, well, I'm in Colorado. I can't really.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so I go, there's no heads up or anything. You guys are just canceling it and calling me now. So they canceled my car. So they have to, I guess, write me a check and give me back the money for my down payment. But right now, I don't have a car again. And they want the loaner back.
Wait, what? And they're harassing him about, we need the car today.
Well, so yeah, the guy on the phone goes, hey, well, we need that car today. Is there anyone I can grab that from? I'm like, well, no one's at my house. I'm like, I have somebody comes by the house just to my cats and stuff.
Oh, hell no.
And they're like, oh, yeah, can we coordinate that? We really need to go get it. Or if there's any way I could get in your house and get those keys. And
Get in your house?
That's what I said. I go, no one's there. I go,
You are out of your
I'm
mind.
I'm out of town for another 6 days. I don't know what to tell you guys.
So you bought the car, but then did they sell the car after you
So
bought it?
the only thing I can guess is that they sold me a car, right? And then
Okay.
when they said it was coming in on a truck the next day, I think it came in on that truck. No one talked to anyone.
They
I
sold
think
it to
they
somebody
sold
else.
that car, realized what they did, didn't know what to do, thought they could get another one in, and then never could get another one in.
What an awful problem.
So
Yeah.
you bought a car that you don't have.
I've never gotten it, so I talked to the credit people because you have to take a loan out from Capital One or whatever.
Sure.
So I was on the phone with them, and the lady, she couldn't believe it. She goes, technically, this is fraud.
Yeah.
She goes, you bought something and you're making payments on something that you don't have.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the dealership's been covering my payments, but what do they have
Which
to? They
is
have
also
to.
weird.
But now, do you have to buy a new car now? Do you go through the whole process?
Yeah, I have to
again?
get my down
you
payment
might want to
back.
go to off lease only.
I'm gonna just go
Yeah.
somewhere and try to leave with a car in one day. Do it all
Yeah.
in one shot. I didn't even think this was a thing that could ever happen.
I can hook you up with the guy. You'll actually get a real car.
It's crazy, right?
That's crazy.
So if you're buying a
Craziest thing I've ever
car
heard, yeah.
and they're telling you that it's gonna be a day, don't do it. Just wait.
Only buy a car you're allowed to sit in.
But I just thought it was weird too that they're harassing you to get the loaner back.
The guy was on me about making sure I could get the loaner back, and I told him ultimately, I go, I don't necessarily want to give you guys a loaner back unless you guys give me back my down payment, because then I have no
Right.
collateral. I have nothing to. There's nothing except for our exchange right here on this phone call that even says this is happening. There's
Great
no written
point.
text.
So what? Yeah, did you give him the car back?
No, I just got in Saturday
okay.
evening. So I'm gonna call him. So the creditor told me to call. She they record the calls.
Yeah.
She put a big documentation in saying that this sounds all so shady. So she said to call her back once I figured out. So when I talked to him, and I'm gonna call him today.
So you have to go to the dealership with the car, give them that back, then try to get your down payment back. This is at least a 3.5 hour project.
That's
This is going to
terrible.
be
I'm so
this is
bummed
going to be
out.
so
Yeah.
sad.
I'm so bummed out.
Yeah, it's
I'm so
annoying.
bummed out.
What a crazy saga.
What
Never
a-
anything like this.
So yeah, basically for 3 months I've had this loaner car.
3 months.
And they've
Yes.
been making the payments.
They made 2 of the payments because the first month you don't necessarily have to make the payment on. Insane, right? And
Yeah, it
they just
is.
kept telling me it was going to come. So I told the guy on the phone back in the day, I go, hey, if it's not going to be here tomorrow or the next day, just tell me that. That way I don't have to keep waiting idly by for you guys to contact me. I was trying not to stack my days
Yeah.
in case I had to stop what I was doing and run over there. And the guy's like, no, it'll be here tomorrow. No, it'll be here tomorrow. They kept saying that.
Yeah.
I started getting fishy.
Wow.
This almost sounds like something that would happen to me. A weird bird.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you've been hanging out with
think
Jaybird
That's
too
what
much.
it is.
rubbing off.
Karma. Bird's aura is starting to go into your world now.
Bird got his stank on you.
Yeah.
So the lady on the credit from Capital One was saying that I could sue them. I don't know if I feel like getting
No.
into all this. I
It's
just
a lot
want
of work.
You
a
definitely
car.
do not want to sue them.
No, I
If
feel
you
like
can
that's
get
a
your money
no.
back easily, I think that's the easier route to
Right.
go.
As long as they're going to give you your deposit back
Yeah.
and you walk away totally even
That should be fine.
with every penny you gave them back in your pockets, and you've made the proper accommodations with Capital One and they know what's going on.
So I'm gonna call them today. Supposedly the dealership was supposed to do a bunch of stuff last week, right before the New Year's, to get the paperwork going, and Capital One told me to call them today. and verify that it is. And if they didn't, then I mean, they're gonna. I just don't want it coming back and hurt my credit.
Something tells me that you're going to go there today and you're going to bring that car, and they're not going to have your check.
I'm not. There's no way I'm dropping it off.
I found people usually do paperwork great right before the new year.
That's. I even said to the guy, I go, "It's right before the new year. Are you able to get this in? Because you're telling me you can."
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be.
No idea any business.
Tell him to send you a picture of your check before you leave your house.
I told him I'm not dropping the car off unless there's a check already.
We'll have to see Angry Denny's come out.
Well, I'm just going to keep this loaner car as long as possible.
We need to send some muscle with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Some intimidating people.
We don't know anybody.
Yeah, I don't have any strong
We'll rent somebody
friends.
out.
We don't have any strong
I
men.
need intimidating friends.
Yeah. Was anybody surprised with the death of Betty White? I know she was almost 100, but I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it when my wife's like, Betty White died. I'm like, no, she can't die because her 100th birthday is coming up in a matter of weeks, and they've got it all slated. She's not allowed to die right now.
She's currently on the cover of People magazine because I saw it in the damn airport the day after she died. It says, "Happy birthday, Betty, turns 100."
They're still doing that thing, that special. They're going to still air it.
Yeah, it's the Betty White 100 Years Young, a birthday celebration. It's going to be one day only. Her birthday would have been January 17th, and it is going to have celebrity guests and highlights of her life and her career and everything she did. And it sounds like it's going to be something that's going to be dropping in theaters. They say tickets are already on sale if you want to get it. So it's still going to be going out for that one day on January 17th. You can check out.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, "Thank you for being a friend."
How about that? Betty White from the Golden Girls, so many other things too. They go back to her whole career and how young she was when she got on TV and radio, and when just the Golden Girls. She was hosting Saturday Night Live when she was 88 years old, so she's been around forever. In fact, Seth Meyers said, R.I.P. Betty White, the only SNL host I ever saw get a standing ovation at the after party, a party at which she ordered a vodka and a hot dog and stayed till the bitter end. At 88 years old. She's hanging out all night long. That's just the kind of person that Betty White was. Everybody loved her. And that was one comment that I saw, too. The thing about Betty White passing, sadly, she couldn't make it to January 17th and her 100th birthday, but the whole world told Betty White when she was alive how much they loved Betty White. She passed knowing what a national treasure she was and how beloved she was, which is fantastic. Sometimes people don't get that benefit. But I thought there were some interesting clips, and they always do come out after somebody passes. In fact, they were asking Betty White several times because she's in her 80s, and they're asking her, hey, what about your thoughts on death? How do you feel? Are you afraid of death? She really didn't say she was, and she had an interesting take on it.
Are you afraid? My mother had the most wonderful approach to death. She always, even growing up, she said, well, we know so many things. We know almost everything in the world, but we don't know what happens at that moment. A lot of people think they do, but they don't. She said, so whenever we lose somebody, she'd say, now he knows the secret.
Oh.
And now she knows the secret.
That's a nice way to put it, I think.
So now Betty knows the secret.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they'd also asked her, too. They said, you just got so much life. How do you knock down vodka and hot dogs at 88 years old all night long?
I'm not preaching, but I think maybe I learned it from my animal friends. Kindness and consideration of somebody besides yourself. And I think that keeps you feeling young. I really do.
So Betty White really learned her life lessons from animals, how they treat each other. And just how they treat you. You notice how like a dog loves you?
Most dogs love you.
Right.
Not all.
She approached her life, though, I guess.
Yeah,
with that attitude.
And she did say she loved to eat hot dogs. That kept her youthful.
Yeah, the hot dogs, huh?
Which ironically are made of animals.
Yeah.
So she would have been 100 years old on January 17th. Now, to put it into perspective, she was born in 1922. So let me ask you here, younger or older than Betty White? Sliced bread. They always talk about that. Is sliced bread younger or older than Betty White? What was around first? What would you say, sliced bread, younger or older, Virginia?
Sliced bread came first.
Okay, sliced bread came first. What do you think, Bird?
I don't think it did. I think Virginia's wrong on that one. I think it came after.
You're right, Bird.
Which is insane.
Sliced bread is younger than Betty White. It was first introduced in 1928. Betty White born in 1922.
Wow.
So how long's bread been around? Has bread been around forever? And they just started.
Long time.
They just started to cut it.
Did we always just like tear it with our hands?
Yeah. Why did we start cutting it so late?
I think this is where you could buy it in stores and it was pre-sliced for you.
Okay.
Before that, they weren't doing that.
Okay, you had to cut it yourself. But
I
this
think
is
so.
all right.
Yeah.
So much to learn.
Mm-hmm. What about the electric toaster? Is that older or younger than Betty White? What do you think, Bird?
That's younger.
You're going to say that is younger? What do you think, Virginia?
Yeah, I think it's younger.
You're going to say younger. No, it's older.
Really?
The electric toaster was invented and introduced in 1909, years before Betty White. What about television? Is that younger or older than Betty White?
Television's been around. See, Betty White's been around longer than television.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're saying television is younger than Betty
Yes.
White?
Yes.
Okay, you are correct on that. Betty White born in 1922. TV came out in 1925.
Oh.
What about Prohibition? That was the 18th Amendment to ban alcohol. What came first, that or Betty White?
I think Betty White came first, man.
I don't know. I think Prohibition came first.
I'm sticking in. Betty White is older than Prohibition.
Okay. Virginia's right on that one. You're wrong. 1919 on Prohibition.
Okay.
1922 on Betty White.
Still pretty
Still very close.
What about Hostess Twinkies?
Oh, Twinkies.
I think Twinkies are older than Betty White.
Okay, you're saying they're older than Betty White. What do you think, Virginia?
I think they're younger than Betty White.
You're correct again. Twinkies came out in 1930. Betty White was 8. So her first 8 years, she never had a Twinkie.
Wow.
And you know she would have loved it. What about the traffic signal? What was around first? Betty White or traffic signals?
I think Betty White's older than traffic signals.
I do too.
Betty White is older than traffic signals. Her first year of her life, there was no such thing as a traffic signal. They came out in 1923. And what do you think about with the refrigerator? Is it younger or older than Betty White?
That's old.
Older.
You're going to say the refrigerator is older. You are correct. 1913 on the fridge, 1922 on Betty White. So there you go. She will be missed. Amazing that she had just the way she was, how vibrant she was at the age of 99.
I'm still kind of blown away by that sliced bread.
When I went to that Oscar party years ago, she was in her 80s, and she was at the party. And everybody was just like, oh my gosh, Betty White. She was partying with everybody till whenever. Like, Betty White don't shut it down.
That's how she rolled.
Could you imagine if you found that, if you knew you were going to be living till 99 from your age right now? That's still so much time.
A lot of
so
time.
much.
Yep. A lot of time, a lot of things to do. So, all right, baby. It is back. Headphone Karaoke. Now, a lot of times when you listen to music and headphones and listen to it really loud, you're like, oh man, I sound good. And you're singing along and there's just that feel. You just feel like your voice is in sync with the music. But then you start getting weird looks from people around you, be going, ugh. Because there's something about not being able to hear your own voice that really throws your own voice off. So what we do in Headphone Karaoke, we strap up a song really loud and then we try to sing along to the song. And you have no idea if you sound good or bad. So what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be singing a song, and then we're going to let our audience vote on who puts in the worst performance. That performance then is going to get showcased on our social media. We'll put up a special video just for you, so we'll need to record these performances here today.
Because no one wants to hear the best.
No.
No.
No. They're not going to be good.
So the songs I pulled are kind of just songs that everyone probably knows, probably karaoke hits, I guess you could call them.
Karaoke classics.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to dig in the cup, and I pulled out Dance with Somebody.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
that's a fun one to do for karaoke.
Everybody likes that song. It's got a pep.
It's a toe tapper.
Okay.
So I highlighted a part for you. You'll hear it come in for that part.
Yeah, I'm looking at where the part is because it kind of picks up mid-chorus. So.
It's randomly chosen. This is going to be hard.
Oh, my gosh.
Good
It's
job,
gonna be
Denny's.
really hard. Okay, now you only have to do just this one little section to be just a little snippet of you singing
Because
here.
anything too long, it's just unbearable for the
Okay, this is gonna be- this is gonna be the
listen
song.
to the show.
So I'm going to hear the song in the headphones, and all you're going to hear is my voice a cappella.
Right.
Okay.
Leave it on the stage, Ralston.
I'm going to try my best here. Okay. All right, let me get this thing going here. All right, headphone karaoke. Here's my performance of Wanna Dance.
All right, here we go.
Done all right up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls, the loneliness calls. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Yeah. Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Get off the stage.
I want to feel the heat.
You're going too long.
With somebody.
Someone get this ass clown
I
off
want to
now.
dance with somebody.
He won't stop.
With somebody who loves me.
Edit yourself down.
Yeah. It felt good. It felt good.
It always feels good.
It felt pretty good.
And that's all that matters.
It felt pretty good. All right, Virginia's going to be drawing out the song to sing at random.
Okay, where's this cup of pain?
I like that. The cup of pain.
Cup of pain.
Okay. What you got over there, Virginia?
All right, I'm going to be doing... it's the one I didn't want to get.
What?
Shallow.
Well, try to channel Bradley Cooper's voice. She's a little
I have no problem with the Bradley Cooper parts. It's the Lady Gaga parts I can't sing.
Oh, I think you'll get this. Okay, Denny's has highlighted out a random part of the song for you to start singing.
He got that. It's the Gaga part.
Is it the Gaga part? Oh, this is great.
Damn it, Denny's.
This is great. Okay, it's headphone karaoke. Virginia's going to be singing her version of Shallow here. Denny's will fire it up for you. We'll just hear your voice. You're going to have the song blaring in your headphones.
You're going to hear the end of her line into that chorus.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait for this, Bird. It's going to be good.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Feel myself. I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in. I never reach the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallows now.
Was that great or what?
Is that enough?
Oh, that's enough.
That's enough.
Was I worse than that?
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any way anybody's going to beat that.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Is Virginia running away with this one? Okay. Bird's going to be drawing out a song here today for headphone karaoke. All right, what song you got there, Bird?
Shack?
Love Shack. Oh.
Love
okay.
Shack.
Okay.
Boring.
Little B-52s. Okay.
All right, so it comes off at the beginning where she starts kind of talking, so you'll see it come in right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Heading down the Atlantic Highway. Okay. All right. Looking for the love getaway. Headed for the love shack. Well, I got me a car. It's as big as a whale, and it's about to set sail. I got me a Chrysler. It sings about 20. So hurry up and give your jukebox money. The Love Shack is a little old place where we can get there. Love Shack, baby. Ha, ha, ha.
Love Shack, baby. All right, very nice. Okay, and then there is Bird's performance. Okay. You get to vote on which one was the worst of the three.
I am not in performance shape.
That was a tough one.
You're
to do.
fine. You're safe.
Okay. All right, well,
You're not going home.
I was dancing until I'm out of shape.
we'll have Suits put up a poll to let KVJ TV vote on who had the worst performance today in Headphone Karaoke. Okay, who had the worst performance in our round of Headphone Karaoke just from a second ago? All right,
I know it was me. It's okay.
You think so?
I don't even think you have to go to the voting.
Did it not feel good, or like?
You
why?
tell me. I mean, how are your ears doing?
Well, I mean,
I think you've been too hard on yourself.
I mean, I should put her. To me, it's about the heart you put into it.
I wanted Shallow. That's the one I wanted.
You wanted it?
You should have dropped into the key of Cooper.
That's the one I didn't want.
Well, I got to tell you, the voting right now is not in your favor. You got 66% of the votes for the worst performance, Virginia, on KVJ TV.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
And it was you actually cut out early because you knew
I knew
it wasn't going well.
I didn't have to give you any more and hurt you any further.
Okay. Well, we're going to be posting that up on our social media, so anybody who's not tortured by it on the radio will be tortured by it on our social media platforms.
And there goes those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Are we supposed to be trying to get likes?
Yeah, I know.
We have to discontinue this very quick. But yeah, you can find us. In fact, we've got TikTok now. Might be a good place to post that up. KVJ has got a TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, just look for the KVJ Show. Make sure you follow.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, I think you guys saw probably on the news the story with the two vandals that caused extensive damage to Key West southernmost point buoy on New Year's Eve. The big dum-dums were out there, and they had a menorah and a Christmas tree out there to celebrate the holidays. Well, they took the Christmas tree, leaned it up against the concrete buoy there that you know if you've ever been to Key West, lit it on fire, caught the smoke and fire, then damaged the buoy, so they're gonna have to repaint it. I know they've had to do that before, but you know, it's kind of dumb they did it between 3 and 3:30 a.m. Thing is, though, they've got a webcam that's on that thing 24/7, so they got pretty clear video of these two guys. So I assume that they will be identified and then they will be prosecuted for vandalism.
It's one of those spots that I think has a live cam on it all the time because everybody tries to. If you go, like I went a few months ago, and you want to have your picture taken next to it, the line is like 45 minutes long to get up there and take your picture next to it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was slam packed.
Crazy. I guess you got to go at 3 a.m. then.
I guess so.
Okay.
Just don't light it on fire.
No.
Be cool.
Key West Police are asking anyone with information to contact them at 305-809-1000 and let them know who it is. Well, the Austin Fire Department had their own issues. They had to respond to 18 calls involving dumpster fires in just the first 2 hours of 2022.
Oh, no.
It's not a great way to start off a new year, is it, with a dumpster fire? That's what's happening in Austin.
Why is that?
I don't know. I guess that's just what they do. Different areas have their own things. Like, a lot of my family went to West Virginia University, and they love to burn couches there. I don't know why.
Somebody I know, they said at midnight they would start firing guns in the air.
Some people do that, yeah.
And where do those bullets go? If
They come down, yeah.
If everyone's firing bullets at the same, let's say you've got 8 people at your party shooting guns in the air, aren't you horrified of where those bullets are going to go?
Yeah, I'm going underneath concrete. I'm hiding.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, they do come down, and they a lot of times strike people. Yeah, that happens a lot, actually, around New Year's and 4th of July.
Yeah, it happened in the French Quarter in New Orleans one year.
Yeah.
All these people shot guns in the air, and I think a couple people died from falling stray bullets.
Well, that was my question. How often does that happen? Because there are people who do this all the time for New Year's Eve.
I don't understand why you would ever do that.
And how could you fire it up in the air and not know where it went and go to bed?
Right.
I would be thinking the worst case scenario.
There's just people in life that don't really think through things. They just do.
Or care.
Yeah.
I would just be thinking, oh my gosh, where do these bullets go?
Mm-hmm. They say residents of suburban Pittsburgh were startled on the first day of the new year by this loud boom. They say the loud boom shook homes, and it was pretty much felt throughout much of western Pennsylvania. Trying to figure out what it was, the National Weather Service is now saying that the boom was likely a meteor explosion.
Oh.
That'd be kind of, you're thinking, because the fireworks were going off. Did you guys have a lot of fireworks in your neighborhood?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, my dog was freaking out. I needed a thunder shirt for her.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it. So imagine that. You've been going to bed with these fireworks going off, and all of a sudden, kaboom, that rattles your house. The heck, man. There's a guy near Tampa that was riding his bike on Saturday night. He had a backpack on, and that backpack had a sword in it. Now, it's not real smart, especially if you wind up doing a header on the bike, because when he did, he landed on his backpack and impaled himself with his sword.
Oh, my gosh.
Is he okay?
He's in local trauma center right now.
So no.
Not doing great. But yeah, don't ride a bike with a sword.
Damn.
I've seen people carry swords, man. More people carry swords than you think. People have swords on them.
They seem outdated, right?
They do seem outdated.
Yeah.
That's what's weird about it.
Impaling just seems so awful and brutal.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's an aspiring rapper in North Carolina that went to a used car dealership and asked if they just give him a Lincoln Navigator if he rapped well enough.
How'd that go?
They said no.
Why?
So instead, he goes across the street and steals a Frito-Lay truck outside of a grocery store.
Okay.
That's certainly a different way to go.
Yeah, he wound up in a high-speed chase with cops, but at least he's got material for his next rap song. There's a teacher from Michigan that flew to Iceland with her family for the holidays, then tested positive for COVID mid-flight and had to quarantine in a bathroom for 5 hours. She then spent another 10 days online in a hotel and should be heading home today.
Wow.
But how tough is that? Yeah, a buddy of mine, he wound up getting the COVID right at the start of the break, and throughout Christmas and all the holidays, he was quarantined in a room by himself and had to basically just patch himself in via a live feed to his family.
Just in time to go back to work.
Right.
That's so depressing.
I know so many people that have COVID right now.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, it's going around, Virginia.
So many people in my life have it.
Yeah, it is going around. They say the testing site's crazy, as much as 5-hour waits in Palm Beach County. And they're going to be opening up a couple new locations, including one at Calusa Park in Boynton Beach. That opens up today if you want to do some testing to try to knock that down. So, yeah, it's that Omicron, Virginia.
I know. It's super catchy.
Yeah, super catchy.
My sister caught it.
Did she? Okay.
My best friend caught it. My other best friend caught it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have 3 people right now.
How many times your sister had COVID now?
0 until now.
Oh, wow.
She caught it from her stepson, who caught it at a wrestling tournament. So the kid brought it home.
Oh, yeah.
And he gave it to his mom, and then he gave it to his dad, and then my sister got it last.
If you have COVID, wrestling is probably not the best sport.
Wrestling seems very close.
I mean, everybody who wrestled with that cat must have got it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A 54-year-old Long Island, New York woman was busted for allegedly giving a COVID vaccine to a 17-year-old boy inside her home without permission.
Oh.
The teen then went home and told his mom what happened. She immediately called the police. Said, yeah, you can't do your own vaccinations in a home.
And you can't do anything like that without the parents' permission.
No.
Did she had the stuff there? Where did she get
I don't
that
know
from?
what she might have vaccinated him with Ajax.
That's
I don't
what,
know.
Did she make her own?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Sketch.
Yeah, it is. There's a terroristic squirrel that apparently was attacking people in this Welsh town over the holiday. They said it was so bad that it attacked 18 people in 48 hours.
The modern day squirrel, it's changed. These are not 1980s squirrels anymore. They've become humanized and organized, and you're seeing it across the country.
Yeah. Well, they say that they eventually had to get the squirrel and put it down because it was just too violent.
Squirrels in your area.
If he attacked 18 people, I mean, that's big numbers.
It is, yeah. I wonder if it was like keeping tabs.
He might have had rabies or something.
There was a squirrel. They thought it was on meth. I'm not even kidding. It was a real story where they thought this squirrel was jacked up on meth.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them act like it. They're squirrely. That's why they call them that. And coming up here in just a couple of minutes, did you hear about what happened with Alexa? They say that Amazon has now had to update its Alexa voice assistant after it challenged a 10-year-old girl to touch a coin to the prongs of a half-inserted plug.
Ooh.
Yeah, the suggestion came after the girl asked Alexa for a challenge to do. And Alexa responded by saying, plug in a phone charger about halfway into a wall outlet, then touch a penny to the exposed prongs.
Oh.
What?
And then hold on to your panties because you're about to get the shock of your life.
Right. What the
How
heck
did that
is
happen?
Did someone hack
They had
into
to.
it? Yeah, it got hacked.
Got hacked.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what all went down, but they say that they had to go in pretty much right away and try to repair Alexa so that it stopped telling kids to stick things into outlets.
It's more horrifying if it wasn't hacked. All of a sudden, Alexa's coming up with her own challenges.
She's gone rogue.
Yeah. And then they went in and they found all these other things that Alexa was telling people to do. It's crazy.
Don't Tide Pods look delicious?
Don't Tide Pods look delicious?
Is that real?
I think somebody's altered the audio.
Have you ever touched a chainsaw with your tongue?
I don't even know what's real anymore, man.
When I'm thirsty, I like to drink Windex.
Yeah. Poor Alexa. It's crazy stuff. Technology. I don't know. It just might be the end of us. Over the break, Amazon had an issue with Alexa that apparently told a 10-year-old girl to touch a coin to the prongs of a half-inserted plug. KJ was saying in the chat room that Amazon said it wasn't a hack, but an error. Not sure I believe it.
That's even
Error?
creepier
What
to
does that
me.
mean?
I don't know. Yeah, what does that even mean?
Did somebody do it from the inside?
Because a hack means, all right, some smart person went in there and they're messing around. If it's Alexa just going rogue.
And what, telling these kids to do all this? Because all she did was ask for a challenge. And then Alexa's just saying all these really awful things to kids.
I know you're only 6, but I think you're big enough to drive Mom's car.
I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. I mean, what the heck?
Don't let Rocco hear that.
Oh, my, yeah.
Good Lord, he'll take you up on
He'll
it.
be here to pick you up, Virginia. So, yeah, we got some other problems with technology. You've heard about these AirTags. If you don't know, it is just over an inch. It's a disc, and it's got tracking capabilities. Now, Apple comes out with this, and, of course, they're not cheap because they're Apple. It's $29, I guess, for an AirTag. And they started selling them earlier this year, and they sold them as a way to keep track of your stuff. It's their version of Tile that has been out for a little while, but apparently Apple does it a little bit better.
Yeah, they're really good compared to the Tile, which I've seen those, and we have 2 Apple AirTags. The Apple AirTag, it is super user-friendly and will have you step-by-step walking to exactly where your keys are.
Did you all know that there was trackers in our grocery carts where they are targeting, I think Walmart does it. There's a thing they have in somewhere in the cart where it starts to know your patterns of shopping, and then they'll start targeting you. So let's say I go to Walmart 4 times or I go to Publix 4 times and I get Hot Pockets every time. They track your movement into your from the tracker in there. I guess it connects to your phone somehow, and then all of a sudden you'll start getting all these advertisements to your devices.
It was something that Piggly Wiggly had done. A couple places had done it. It was a study from 2015, and what they had done was they put this in the carts, and so you would have to put in your own card so they'd be able to track, and then they're trying to design their stores better and understand what people's shopping habits were.
But I heard they're still doing it at places we don't know about. That's the conspiracy.
Oh, okay. I've not heard that.
Yeah,
I don't know how it would work.
I think how it would work is your phone's right there usually by wherever they're doing, so they're probably tracking.
So your phone connects to the cart?
I think so, man. Somehow they're able to get your shopping patterns through technology through the shopping carts. I know I sound like a crazy person. I know I do, but they know what you're doing, Virginia.
We're used to you sounding like a crazy person, so
they're
New Year, same problem.
They're watching you in your shopping carts.
Paranoid much?
Well, the AirTag has been something that's been documented on a lot of different social media platforms. People are posting up videos because what people are doing is they're buying one of these AirTags. And I guess you could still do it with the Tile, but that's where I said the AirTag seems to be a little bit better than the Tile. And that's why I guess the AirTags are a problem compared to the Tiles. The AirTags emit a digital signal that can be detected by devices running Apple's mobile operating system. And they say that you can follow somebody pretty accurately on them from a pretty good distance. And what people were finding was some of these AirTags tucked up behind license plates or dropped in their purse. And so you've got all these different Reddit threads, Twitter posts, TikTok videos, things like that of people finding them in their belongings. And the thing that's odd about it is because it pairs up with your Apple device, you might get a message that you're being tracked by a, quote, unknown accessory. Can you imagine that?
It comes up right on your phone and it
Yeah.
tells you, hey, just so you know, this AirTag has been traveling with you for however many hours.
Yes.
Because it's trying to give you a little safety net so that if that AirTag is not supposed to be tracking you, now you know that it is.
So what Apple's trying to do is they're trying to get ahead of this because privacy is one of the big things. And if you're getting stalked with AirTags, Apple's got a big problem. So they're trying to find ways to discourage unwanted tracking and stalking that is happening right now with these AirTags. And one of the things they're doing is after a certain amount of time of not detecting the device to which they're paired, then the AirTag will start beeping within a day. That's where they have it right now. If it's not linked up to the device it's supposed to be, that was down from 3 days. So you could have been tracked for 3 days without knowing it. Now it would happen in the same day. But if somebody's just following you home from the grocery store, unless you live a day away from the grocery store, they're still going to be able to follow you home or find out where you live based on dropping an AirTag or putting it underneath your license plate.
If you have a crazy ex that wants to know where you're going and what you're doing, that's scary.
Apple said they're now working with Google to try to work with Android phones to automatically detect these trackers. That's what they have on Apple right now. So you will get that message, but that would freak you out. I know it's supposed to warn you that somebody's tracking you, but can you imagine that popping up on your phone? And how often is this happening? Are a lot of people having this go on? Because I know you see one TikTok video and you think everybody's getting tracked.
I saw talking about a TikTok video. These people in this neighborhood had those inflatables and they had like a Santa and a snowman and all this stuff. And somebody stole their inflatables. So they replaced the inflatables, but they put AirTags in them.
Oh, okay.
And so when the thieves came back and stole their inflatables again, they tracked all the inflatables to the thief's house and then took them back.
See, that's kind of cool. I do like that.
I
That's
do
a good
too.
idea if you have something valuable that is out there.
If you have something valuable in your yard and people are trying to take it, put an AirTag on it.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Somebody had texted and said, yeah, they're basically tracking everything, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're on. They said, I got an iPhone, I'm on YouTube, listening to a song by an older artist, and I go to Google and there's information about that same artist right there on Google. No coincidence. And it's a fun challenge to try because this happened the other day. We were out to brunch with just some random people, and what a random thing to bring up. Somebody mentioned the Galapagos Islands. And by the time we got home, so my wife's like, oh, it'd be kind of cool. Where are the Galapagos Islands? I'd like to go there. She had ads to go to the Galapagos. I mean, that's just so random that clearly they're listening in on my wife's phone and it detected Galapagos Islands and there were ads to go to the Galapagos Islands.
When are we going to the Galapagos?
Galapagos.
I got to figure out how to say it first
Right.
and then I can go.
Right. It's not easy. But yeah, that's just to the point how much they are tracking you. And I know a lot of people don't like it. In fact, I had seen that for the first Christmas in years, sales of the smart speakers were either flat or down. And they cited the number one reason is because people are concerned about privacy. And I was talking to somebody else that listened in on their smart speaker and caught their living girlfriend cheating on them that way.
There's some really creepy stories too. People hacking into them. I don't know if you saw the one where the little girl is in her room and the guy hacks in and goes, "Hey, why don't you mess up your room right now?" He's watching her he hacks into their system, tells her to do all this stuff. People are hacking into those things pretty easily.
Yeah, that's just it. And so you're getting all these messages and you got a kid around. And it could be a creepy old dude like that, or it could be Alexa herself telling your kid to do awful stuff.
I want you to juggle fire.
I mean, come on.
Juggle fire.
There was one a teenage girl on the couch, and all of a sudden you hear this guy going, "Hey, I know that show. What are you watching there? Oh, I know that show." She's like, "What the hell is that?" You just hear this voice in the kitchen.
Right.
Creepy.
It is some creepy stuff. So I don't know. Has anybody had any issues with that happen? Have you been freaked out by technology and somebody using it in a nefarious manner? You can let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Did you follow any of the Ghislaine Maxwell?
I did. did.
Virginia?
Yes, I was very interested to see what would happen with her because, is she going to get away with it or not? It doesn't look like it.
I got to get your thoughts on that. And does it mean that some other big names are going to start coming forward? I'll let you know coming up.
More KVJ next on 97.9 WRMF.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 5, do not ignore your injuries. Right after an accident, most people don't realize how bad their injuries are. Injuries can get worse over time. Early medical treatment is crucial. Beware of clinics that treat only your neck and back. What about your knees, shoulders, head, and other injuries? Come see us. We'll talk about all your injuries and get you the compensation you deserve. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Offices in Palm Beach and throughout Florida.
Kick off the new year with Xfinity and get fast, reliable internet for $20 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And score 12 times the speed for the same internet price when you add Xfinity Mobile. That's more speed, and you'll save hundreds over AT&T. That's incredible speed at an amazing value, so you can keep new resolutions going strong. Plus, ask how to get $300 back and a 5G phone on us during the Xfinity Hello 2022 sales event. Don't wait. Go to Xfinity.com/sale, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Ends 1/10/22. Restrictions apply. New Connect Internet 50 megabits per second customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Compares monthly service charge for Xfinity 600 megabits per second to AT&T 500 megabits per second each with one unlimited mobile line for a year as of 10/6/21. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of mobile usage.
Hey, if you're starting out the new year and you're thinking about trying to lose weight or getting in shape and you're just like, it's not really my thing. I hate working out. There is one thing you can do that doesn't even really necessarily require working out that's going to be better for your physique and for how you look and how you feel in 2022. An easy resolution to do is hormone replacement therapy. As you get older, as the years go by, you lose those hormones that gave you energy and a better physique in your teens and 20s. Remember when you used to be able to eat stuff and not worry about it showing up on your body? That was the hormones helping you out. But as you lose them as you age, you start to put on the pounds. In fact, at the age of 25, every single year, guys on average are going to lose 1 pound of lean muscle, and they will replace that with 1 pound of fat. Years gone by, 10, 15, 20, you look a lot different. If you do the hormone replacement therapy and get the hormones back, you'll be able to keep the lean muscle, maintain the physique, better metabolism, and better energy. And I do mine at Wellington Anti-Aging. Find them online today at wellingtonantiaging.com.
The Palm Beach County Housing Authority was established in 1969. We're reestablished today to serve you better. We are ready to work with landlords, tenants, and the public and give exceptional customer service, new innovative changes, and continued support for low-income tenants. Hey, we've made our mistakes, but we're not who we used to be and are working hard to be who you need us to be. It's a new year, new day, and new way at PBCHA. Here for you and getting better every day.
You know your closet well, but what does it sound like? Yes, your closet. Does it whisper your taste? Does it scream your taste? The new Stitch Fix Freestyle, your personalized store, gets to know your unique style and fit. Its selection transforms to show you only the looks and trends you'll love. With a store that evolves alongside your taste, your closet will scream, so you, without actually screaming. Introducing Stitch Fix Freestyle for women and men, your personalized store. We're so you.
After her busy day, Lisa unwinds with a Vicks Vapor Bath. Lisa's husband relaxes at the end of his day with a Vicks Vapor Shower. Lisa and Steve both lose themselves in the soothing Vicks Vapors and forget about the stresses of the day. They also forget about making dinner. Looks like a frozen pizza night. Enjoy a soothing Vicks Vapor moment wherever you choose. Look for Vicks Vapor Bath and Vicks Vapor Shower in a store near you.
Call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in West Palm Beach.
Music this hour.
Sponsored by COVIDclinic.org. COVID cases are on the rise with new variants. Make sure you are doing your part to reduce the spread with testing options at no cost to the patient. Getting tested is easy at COVID Clinic. Get professional and reliable testing at a location near you. Go to COVIDclinic.org to book an appointment.
More KVJ Show now on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, while we were gone, they came down with the verdict for Ghislaine Maxwell, tied into Palm Beach and her recruiting girls in this area for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, it looks like she is facing 40 years in prison, guilty on all but one of the charges. So it's going to be interesting to see what winds up happening. They are going to be appealing, so we're going to be dragging this through. But could this finally mean that we will get some bigger names? Now, her brother's maintaining that no plea bargain offers were made or received. So I guess that is trying to tell you that Ghislaine Maxwell's not going to be trading names for the prospect of a lighter sentence.
If she does, she'll end up like Jeffrey.
That might be it.
She probably saw what happened to him and went, oh, yeah, he was about to name names, and he died by suicide in his jail cell.
To me, I always find it fascinating, these stories that come out between Christmas and New Year, because they typically want things to happen and they dump or do things at that time knowing that we're all preoccupied with families and the holidays and we don't pay that much attention. And there were a couple of stories that, oddly enough, go figure, around this great conspiracy of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and they came out between Christmas and New Year's. One, did you see the two guards that were watching Jeffrey Epstein? They've dropped all charges against them because they were looking at, okay, how did that happen? You're both taking a nap at the same time, and the cameras didn't work, and the guy supposedly hung himself in that time without any real way to hang himself. So that kind of resolved itself. And Prince Andrew, apparently a court came down and said, you are not allowed to use a loophole because the one girl from Royal Palm that now lives in Australia.
Virginia.
Yeah, they were trying to say that she couldn't bring a suit because she was outside.
She's in Australia where she currently lives with her new man and her kids and all that. But they were trying to say because she doesn't live in the U.S., she can't sue him in the U.S. And the judge said, no, she can.
Yeah, so all that happened. So there was a lot of that conspiracy stuff that happened just in the 2 weeks that we were gone. So I don't know what it means. I don't know if we're going to see more. But out of some of the testimony that we'd had, remember there was that one person who testified about a couple really important people that were on that plane, a couple former presidents from each party.
The list is extensive. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You got some guys on the list.
Yeah.
And I think politics aside, you have dirty, disgusting people in both parties.
Wait a minute. Politicians are dirty?
I'm telling you. You got dirt bags amongst you, all of you.
So it'll be interesting. I was really hoping that this is just the opening to find out the lengths of power and how far it goes and get actual names and have some other people on trial other than Ghislaine Maxwell. Unfortunately, I don't know that that's going to happen. I hope it does. I hope and pray it does.
Well, it looks like Virginia's lawyers have requested extensive papers and evidence be turned over by whoever the attorneys are that are handling Prince Andrew. I don't know if they're going to do that, but they want to see all the documents.
Well, the royal family's doing everything they can to try to keep Prince Andrew out of this. And I saw this year, it is going to be the 70th anniversary the Queen of England has sat on the throne. No one has ever made it that long on the throne. So they have got a big year in England planning out all these festivities, the pomp and circumstance. And so if you got the stank of what your son did...
They got to be like, really, Andrew? Really?
Yeah, so I'm sure the crown is hoping that they can get this thing silenced and it doesn't happen this year and ruins the Queen's big 70th anniversary on the throne. So we'll
sorry, Queen.
Happens. Yeah.
If he's been bad, he needs to be punished. Y'all need to stop covering for him.
Yep. Oh, we've got our own government conspiracy that is going on here. The government is trying to keep Jaybird from changing his name. Why are they doing this? And what do you want to change your name to, Jaybird?
Well, I've been desperately trying to change my name to Jason Pizza Pennington. We've been talking about this for years now, at least for 2 years.
Right.
But I have this major IRS issue where they don't acknowledge that I exist, pretty much. So good news update. I think I even told you guys I finally talked to the IRS.
Okay.
They go, yep, you're getting all your money. They had 4 checks they were sending me.
4?
Yes, from all, yeah. So I get the first check, woo-hoo, this is good. Followed up immediately by another letter saying I don't exist anymore. I have to, the same crap.
Crazy.
So now
But they gave you the first check.
Gave me the first check, and now they're saying I don't exist. I can't change my name to Pizza Pennington until I get all of this resolved. If they're not giving my money now, you think they're going to give it to me with Jason Pizza Pennington?
No, it's going to be a disaster.
But other people, when I talk about this issue, there's some other people going through this too, and they're going through the same crap. For whatever reason, they're having a tough time with the IRS. Even after you've been verified, the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you're all taken care of. Everything's going to be fine." Sent me that. And this is not a replay. This is a ongoing problem. But I can't change my name to Pizza until they clear this up for me.
Don't let it be the other way with the IRS. Like, I owe them $1,700. They are on me like flies on poo trying to get their $1,700, which I haven't paid yet.
Yeah.
But Susanna says get a lawyer, and I understand that thought process. But now I gotta get a lawyer, and that's not gonna
be cheap.
Well, then all the tax money I'm gonna have to give to the lawyer.
Right
in your face, IRS. I showed you.
I paid a lawyer.
Yeah, it's insane. This is gonna be a big pizza year for me. 2022 is going to be the year of pizza.
I can't believe they sent you one check and then they changed their mind and decided they didn't know who you were again.
Well, we're going to be right back to 4 more checks because we get our tax returns in a week or two. It's been really weird, man. And I talked to a head dude at the IRS.
Wow.
Did I say something on the air to piss them off?
I did.
But there's so many people that could hate us.
I talk a gang of crap about the IRS.
Oh, you know I probably say something all emotional. Oh, damn the IRS. You know I pissed them off.
We made the list.
I made the list, I think.
So the IRS is involved with the legal name business.
Well, if I go and change my name legally to Pizza Pennington, I'll never.
Then Jason Lee Pennington won't get his money because that won't be him anymore.
And then it kind of backs their theory up. We're like, we knew, bitch, you ain't real.
We knew you're not real.
Jason Pizza
We
Pennington.
told you didn't exist.
Yeah.
What a bizarre problem.
That is bizarre.
It is. Wow.
I'm rubbing off on Sweet Denny's. Denny's got weird problems in his life now. Sorry, Denny's.
Got to be so happy though. You're not the only one.
Misery does love company.
It is a good thing, right? Yeah. Well, here we are trying to get back into the groove. Things still a little bit out of whack. Been off for a little while here, trying to get through Christmas and the holidays. Palm Beach County, the kids are not back in school yet. I think like Broward and Martin, I think they already are. So it's like
So
it's
confusing.
so confusing. What the heck is going on here? Can't tell what the heck is happening. So if you're struggling through your Monday, you're not alone. There's a website called FML where people post up stuff that is not going right in their life. And then people get to kind of vote like whether or not you deserved it or they've got sympathy for you. How bad do they feel for you? So you can, maybe some people be like, oh man, that's too bad. I hate to hear that. Plus, you can go up there and just read a bunch of stuff, too, and find out all the things that other people are going through. One person had posted up on the FML site, they said, last week a woman started giving me grief because we didn't have any after Christmas sales. As I explained to her that dollar stores don't usually have sales, she tried to hit me.
Damn.
It ended up by her getting dragged out of the store.
You can't go any cheaper than it's $1. What more do you want, woman?
Our place is, you go to the dollar store, they say it's a dollar store, and they sell things for $5.99, so people get all weird about that, Virginia.
You're right.
Is it typical of dollar stores to ever have discounts?
It depends on where you go. So if you go to like a mom and pop dollar store, maybe they would. Dollar Tree, where everything really is $1,
right,
does not.
I wouldn't think so.
Everything's a damn dollar.
Right.
Dollar Tree, you're absolutely certain everything in there is $1.
Some things are 2 for $1.
So you're sticking on this, you're dying on this dollar hill.
Yeah, I love Dollar Tree.
All right, I gotta explore that more often then.
Yeah, you should.
That sounds fun.
Get in it.
I'm gonna go in there, and if there's anything over $1.
There's some stuff in there that you can get 2 for $1, and there's a lot of stuff that's $1.
Okay.
Most everything, I believe.
Somebody posted up on the FML site. Today, I managed to punch a customer's child as he walked around the corner just as I was enthusiastically pointing his mother in the direction of what she was looking for.
Oh.
It's over. You did that one time to a Disney star, Jaybird.
I
Just
did.
enthusiastically punched him right in the face.
I talk with my hands.
Yes.
Was the kid okay?
The kid was stunned.
He was all right.
He was okay, but he was stunned.
But you noticed his career went downhill after that moment.
It did.
Yeah.
You punched the success right out of him.
You did. Somebody else at the FML site said, today, after a kidless romantic dinner, complete with fancy wine and a back rub, my husband decided that internet researching flat earth theory was more interesting than sex. FML.
Yeah, it's time to get divorced.
Yeah, you put on all this work. I mean, you can
It's
see where
over.
things are going. You got the wine, you got the back rub, and then he goes off to do Google searches of flat earth theory.
And she wanted it.
Right.
The scary thing is that flat Earth. There's a lot of people that believe that.
I know.
More than you think.
Yeah. Well, this one said, today somebody hacked my Facebook and is posting countless pictures of my poop saying it's mine. I'm beyond embarrassed. That's
illegal. That's illegal.
That's such a bizarre way to try to get it. I mean, that's
terrible. There will be people in your circle though that don't think you got hacked, and they think you're just sharing pictures of your turds.
But how do you tell your friends, like, that's not my poo? Like,
you can never prove it's not your poo.
it's so weird that you would bring that up. Be like, what?
That's amazing.
Somebody's doing what? Somebody else posted up on the FML site. They said, today my daughter tried to argue with me that Scandinavia isn't a real place, and she's 17. Okay. Yeah, she might need to do geography.
Yeah.
Somebody else said, today the stranger I sat next to on a plane was a better father to my son in 3 hours than my worthless boyfriend has been in 5 years.
Damn.
Oh.
It's time to reevaluate.
Do you think that happens, though, a lot with single moms? If you're dating somebody where some guy might be cool to your kid and better with them, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I got to rethink my boyfriend.
You should. But
Yeah.
that is a sign from above. That person sitting next to you on the plane was put there for a reason, to make you reevaluate your relationship with this man. You don't need to be with some man that treats your child poorly.
Yeah.
Kick him to the curb.
Okay. Interesting thought there. Somebody said that in a drunken state last night, I decided that it would be a good idea to shave with a pizza cutter. FML.
Pizza cutter? How would you do that?
It would be tough. It'd be tough.
It wouldn't go well. Yeah, you ever seen that? I think you'd probably try to use it as a straight blade, but yeah, it's just going to jack up your face.
Things that aren't razors usually don't go well when you try to shave.
No, don't do that. But you can use different things for shaving cream, like peanut butter.
Yeah, you can. You can use things. It's kind of a fun game to play. We should play tomorrow.
Okay.
Shaving with weird items.
Motor oil.
I can get it done.
I think you could get butter.
I can get that done. Oh, yeah. For shaving a beard, I can get that done.
Honey.
That would be tough, but I can get it done.
No, you could not. You could not shave with honey.
I think I could.
No way.
Yeah, you get it wet. You get it wet, make it a little bit looser.
There will be blood.
You can't shave with honey, Virginia, can you?
I
I'm not
don't
crazy on
think
this.
you can.
I'll shave
That's
a-
too sticky.
I'll shave a leg tomorrow with honey.
Bring it on. There's
a patch of my
Whose
leg.
leg?
My leg. A patch. I got hair on my legs.
There will be blood. You're going to bleed a lot.
Nah, it'd be
Yeah.
smooth like a butt.
There's no way. All right, Jaybird, tomorrow, can you shave with honey? Any other ideas on what he should shave with? Let us know.
I have a bunch of razors because I had to buy a 12-pack. So if you want me to bring them in tomorrow, I
Bring
will.
them on in. Bring all your weird lubes too. Bring your lubes and razors.
Somebody else said, today I bought my nephew some giant green Incredible Hulk fists for his birthday. He thanked me by Hulk smashing me in the nuts. FML.
Super fist.
Yeah.
We've seen that. That's an awesome fist.
I found that. I actually have that at my house right now. It was part of our costume closet. I think it's cool.
It is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Today I told my boyfriend that I gained a few pounds and I thought I looked fat. He replied that I looked the same and that I shouldn't worry because he likes fat girls. I never thought I was fat before this. FML. Some guys don't know how to handle that fat comment. You may have one of those guys that may not say something right.
He said he likes girls that are fat.
Also, though, when you ask somebody if you look fat, just be prepared. Not everyone's going to be cool, and they may be honest with you.
Yeah. Today, my dentist said I have a good tongue. That's the best compliment I've gotten in months. Oh, man.
Oh,
It's a good compliment, though.
Hey,
You've got a good, healthy-looking tongue.
What makes a good tongue?
I think color
Okay.
I think moistness. You don't want a dry, white tongue. You want it to be supple and pink and moist.
Well, if your tongue's dry, it also means you're dehydrated, which you got to get more water in you.
Okay, so you can't. You can have a good tongue and a bad tongue.
Well, my dentist told me, because I'm like a spitting cobra. I'm very moist.
Yeah.
But he said it's a great thing compared to the alternative. You don't want to be too dry.
You don't want dry mouth.
No.
Okay. Fascinating stuff. I'm learning. You can go in there and learn some stuff.
I don't know if there's anything in the world that's ever better when it's too dry. When do you ever want something too dry? I guess your clothes. That was a stupid comment. Never mind. All right, I'm out.
And just like that. It's going to be great to reconnect with everybody on the KVJ After the Show podcast. You get recaps of what we did during our break. Got a lot of your emails going to be coming up as well. You can watch that live on KVJ TV. It is on our YouTube channel. Just go to KVJ Show and see it there, or get it on demand anytime you want. It's also on the WRMF app. And you might want to start listening to that app in the month of January, because it can mean some cold hard cash for our Happy New Year we got going on. If you download it and listen for 22 hours this month, you can win $1,000. Just like that. All right, Bird. This is a big one here.
First one of the year?
Yep. First thought of the day of the brand new year.
Right on the tails of saying something stupid. Let's hope he doesn't blow it.
Yeah.
I'm second guessing everything right now.
Everything's better wet.
Time. We've talked about time a bit today, yes?
Yes.
A bit.
Lost time is never found again. Think about that. It's deeper than it appears. Lost time.
Deep and shallow.
Never found again.
Okay. There you go. Setting the tone for 2022.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.